Oh, good evening.
Well, good evening to you, man. How are you?
What does he say in the office? Good morning and hello.
Ah, good morning and hello to you. Or what do Michael and Holly say to each other when they haven't seen each other in a while and they go,
You old
oh,
bastard.
if it isn't you, you old bastard.
Oh, they'll let anybody in here now, won't they, you old bastard? Chat, what's up? How y'all doing tonight?
Anyway.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Jake,
You know, I was, thinking about all the... Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, we both came with an opener story. I love it. You rock and roll.
All right. Well, my opener is this.
Yeah.
I figure we are going to be talking a good bit about Modern Horizons 3 tonight because I think three of the main cards we're going to talk about are all MH3 cards.
Right.
Two of them we kind of expected to be impactful, and they were. And then one of them is kind of like a sleeper that has become one of the most popular cards in the set and one of the most expensive cards in the set as well. And that was came in the Jeskai control deck. And it was cool to see somebody kind of expect a lot of Nadu in the field and plan for it. Right. And it worked out well. However, not enough to clinch and get the dub. That ended up being 4 Nadu decks, but yeah, we're going to talk a lot about that stuff.
Also love that one-off Ice Age card in the mono black deck that can be cast for free just in case the deck needs the free cast of 4 to a creature. Soul Spike. Are you familiar with this? Oh, what? Man. We got some fun stuff to look at tonight.
It must have got a reprint at some point in order to make it modern legal. Was it printed in MH3? Was it a new to MH3 card?
No, I've got to figure it out now. I know this is the topic for later, but that mono black deck, dude.
It isn't Withering Boon, is it? Oh no, you said Ice Age. I'm thinking of the Mirage card.
I might be remembering incorrectly. Give me a second. I can go to Pro Tour Modern Horizons 3 here.
Yeah.
We can go to the mono black necro. That's Seth Manfield. I knew he was one of my favorite Magic players of all time. Showing up with mono black. Yes, dude, this is the one. Soul Spike.
Okay,
you can
so it's
exile
from
2 black
Cold
cards
Snap
from your hand rather than pay this spell's mana. Chat, check this card out. You gotta know this card. We'll talk about this again later, but or more later.
This just speaks so much to how strong free is.
Yes.
Like even at massive card disadvantage, you're still opting for the free spell just because it gives you that option. Now this is even better. Well, no, actually, because you have to remove the cards from the game, so you can't even discard them.
No, it's exile.
It's very strong. Yeah.
It's kind of interesting too, because honestly, it's kind of what it feels like to drink blue Gatorade. Yeah. And so I understand what she's going through, you know?
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Typically here, we would start with a little bit of Moxel. But you want to know what? I clicked on the website right before we went live to have it fired up and ready. And it says that Moxfield is down for maintenance.
Keep talking about Soul Spike then. I guess in a Necro build, it makes a lot of sense, right? Because you're drawing so many cards that you really don't care. Like once you've resolved a Necro dominance, you're down to just discard the other one to a Soul Spike if it means getting a free spell.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Pretty good.
Well, and if it means stopping the game from ending, sure. Sure, here's a 3-for-1. I want your Nadu gone. I need it gone.
Yeah, man.
I will gladly 3-for-1 myself to stop that.
I actually need to look through and see if I have a Shuko from ages ago. That would definitely be a card I'd be getting rid of right now if I had copies of it.
I placed a
Travis,
TCG
what's
order.
up, Francisco, Cosmic. What'd you place it for?
Right before we started, I finished it up. I got in there and got all intricate, you know, checking on stores and $1 more on shipping here. What card can I pick up from here? So I ended up with some singles for some random stuff. But I went to order specifically to upgrade the commander cards of Omo, Queen of Asuva.
Yeah.
I ordered the Ripple foil single, like the Ripple foil, profile of that one, and the Surge foil Liberty Prime. I'm pretty sure Liberty Prime's going to stick for a while. So I ordered the Surge for one of those. Also ordered a bunch of upgrades for Omo because a bunch of the cards in this deck are like random stuff that aren't staples that you don't keep around because it interacts funny. You know what I'm saying? Interacts funny with the commander. And so I didn't have, you know, some of that and some of the Lord of the Rings. Sorry, I'm fixing my camera here, y'all. It kind of looks weird to me tonight.
That's
fine. I didn't have some of the Lord of the Rings cards. I didn't play a lot of that in paper. In fact, the only Lord of the Rings cards I had, I traded from Travis at DreamHack last year. But Raise the Palisade, I picked up one of those. And the beautiful part about starting from a precon with a 2-color deck is that you only have to order 1 breeding pool, and you only have to order 1 surveil land, and you only have to order one fet. You know what I'm saying? Like, upgrading the mana base of a deck like this, 2-color precon in particular, for when you want to keep all the cards proxy free rather. Kind of nice to just go in there and cherry pick a couple of you know, the staple lands and fire it off. But yeah, I upgraded my Oma with some cards that are like
you could even, I remember
deck.
in your MH3 collector opening, you opened Wooded Foothills, you opened Polluted Delta. You could even run those in Omo if you wanted.
Yeah, probably so. Probably so.
If you wanted to thin out the deck even more. And I know in Karavik it's a red-black deck, but I run, I think, all 7 of the fetch lands that are applicable in there. Or I think it's 7, it might be 6.
Damn, I ended up with mostly Myers. I needed to I did end up with extra Polluted Deltas. I think I can put one of those in there.
Yeah, you have a Polluted, and I think you opened a Wooded Foothills as well, and those both play in there, in my opinion anyway. Some people are like, you know, they don't like to run a ton of fetch lands, but I'm fine with the ones that are they only hit a single of your colors.
When I don't mind in that deck, I'm leaning into that deck, you know, just being like all paper. I'm in the market for Escape Shift. If anybody's got Escape Shift, I need Escape Shift. I didn't order one of those.
While we're on those decks, I should share this story. So I opened the regular Eldrazi deck because I wanted to play it in our Commander play day. So I opened that, and then we also used that deck for the video that we did. Right. And so I needed the deck open for that. Now, when I was in peak FOMO of MH3, I was at my local game store.
Oh, no.
And I saw that deck because here's what happened is I like you pre-ordered all 4 of the decks.
Yeah.
And then went back and canceled.
Right.
Because I later was like,
I think that was the move.
The Eldrazi one is expensive. And, you know, you mentioned this, and I kind of feel the same way. We could honestly, you know, have held those decks forever, and yes, they probably go up.
Absolutely.
Right?
100%.
In theory, if you had bought that bundle straight up, you were already net like $100 in the green or something like that because of how expensive the Eldrazi one is. But anyway, I'm at the LGS and I see the Eldrazi deck, which I have price memory for already at that time of being like, oh, well, this is selling for $400. LGS is selling it for $225, so I buy it straight up. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm going to crack this open. Well, I played the Eldrazi deck. I played Ululek and I played Azlask. I built it 2 different ways.
Right.
And I honestly have it broken up in such a way where I could have an Ululek deck and an Azlask deck independently.
Right.
Just because all you really need are pain lands for that to work. And so I just never opened the commander deck. And now I just have this sealed collector version of it that I'm just like, yeah, I probably will never open it. No. I like know that it exists, and it's like the deck of the 4. I would say Omo is in a close second as far as being, you know, the most desirable of the 4. You got Eldrazi and Omo, and some people would argue Omo's the coolest because it's so different, right?
Well, Omo's got the copy land enchantment, and it's also got a few lands that are only found in that deck. And whenever that kind of stuff happens, you kind of have to go, this. Did
you open your Eldrazi one?
Yeah, I opened every single thing.
Oh, you opened them all.
Ululek, I just wanted to have an Ululek. It's not going to be something that I play a lot or is like a main deck of mine or something I bling out or anything like that. It is just like I have an Eldrazi deck now. It's where all my Eldrazi go. I'll probably try and pick up the big 3 just because this was a fairly meaningful set to me and to us as a channel. And so I kind of want to fill it out with the MH3 stuff, but I'm not too worried about like, I got to figure out a way to trade for the stuff from Commander Masters to make this even more hardcore, because I've played that deck once and it absolutely raffle stomped. So I'm good on power level on it. I just need a home for my Eldrazi.
Yeah.
And I'll like I said, I'll try and complete out the whole MH3 set just so I can be like, yeah, I've got the big 3 from the MH3 set and all of the little Eldrazi tools from that, like the land. I'll probably try and get a copy of the land as well. That was in MH3. But
yeah.
The energy one,
dude,
I completely broke apart for Liberty Prime.
Okay.
And then Omo, now I'm like I'm gonna upgrade, and I put our sleeves on this, so I'm like into this deck.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah, I have really enjoyed the Eldrazi one, but now that we're like I'm not saying I'm not enjoying Modern Horizons 3. I just did a draft of it. I really enjoyed it.
Right.
I've done it twice. I've done 2 drafts now and had a really good showing in both, and so it's just like, it's definitely something that I'm a fan of. But I've made it past that peak FOMO, and now I'm actually fine with just having that deck be sealed, and it's just a product technically at this point that I can just hold forever.
100%.
And I already have the other pieces from the regular version of it, so
and it will
I don't feel like I need the Ripple version. If I want the Ripple foil, I'll just pick it up and
go pick up the singles.
Because I like Azlask more than Ululek, because Ululek is much more of like,
from a play
they're both a lightning rod, right? What's that?
From a play standpoint, you like Azlask better?
Yeah, I think the other way, people kind of like, they know what's coming. They know that it's just going to be big, huge Eldrazi, and they kind of want to just kill you. But when you're playing really janky cards like Blister Pod and Call the Scions, people tend to give you a little bit more leeway at the table. And then it's like, if you are able to play Azlask for 3 and then immediately tap for Wooburg, the whole team is getting in with Annihilator. And so that's kind of how you want to play him, is like, you want to get to big mana so you can drop him and use the ability just straight up right away.
That's a really anticipatory ability. You have to, from the other side of the table, be like, okay, are they able to activate it right now? Are they in a position where it would really hurt to activate it? And so, yeah, it's a really hard ability to play around effectively, super effectively, because you can't just respond, because it goes on the stack. Kill Azlask now. Go ahead. Enjoy. Yeah. In fact, I'm going to activate Wooburg again. Ha ha.
Yeah, exactly.
Not really shit
and now
you
it's
can
like,
do.
Do you have a board wipe at instant speed ready to go for all these spawn?
Right.
Yeah.
Settle the wreckage.
But then there's also like, yeah, exactly. Settle the wreckage.
But even that, you're still annihilatoring. Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah, but it's like for 6, I'm playing stuff like Brood Monitor, which is like a 3/3 that brings 3 Scions with it, and it's really not that impressive, to be honest. And Birthing Hulk and like a bunch of janky stuff that you don't normally see at the table, so it's almost like bad Scion and Spawn Tribal, but it's like running like a Teferi's Protection, and because we are in blue, I am running a Rhystic Study and a Mystic Remora, because why not? And then, just some like heroic intervention. Anyway, I don't mean to get so into that deck, but that's kind of like...
it's the collector decks. The collector decks are the point, because there's another point about those. I wanted the Ripple foil from Omo. There are a few key permanents that like the next time I do an order, I might flip through my Omo deck and be like, what if these are my win conditions that I haven't blinged out yet? Ripple foil may be the go-to for that. Check this out. Jake, there's an amped Raptor with the MH3 symbol in the precon. And so you can get that in Ripple foil, and that's the only place you can get a Ripple foil of that is in those collector decks. And so the
amped Raptor is
the reach goes further,
gas.
I think, financially than people are recognizing yet, because every card in those decks was Ripple foiled. Think about tokens. Think about basics, dude. Think about any of the non-basics. The Omo stuff I was talking about, those like critical, they can pop up in any form, or legacy, honestly, in older formats lands. Those in Ripple foil. I think that Ripple foils over the next month or 2 are going to be kind of an under the radar thing, and then soon we'll be talking about them popping off, certain ones popping off. And so I would start watching. Like I said, I purchased today. I purchased a Ripple foil of Omo. I'm ready to put MH3 in the rear view. We covered the shit out of it. The set was dope as hell. We've played the decks a ton. It's just been, the set overall has just been awesome. It's one of my favorite sets of all time. I'm gonna have to let it settle and see where it falls out overall, but ready to rear view it. And so went ahead and picked up the Ripple foil of Omo, because that's gonna be kind of like my premier
What did you pay
commander
for the
from
Ripple
this.
foil of Omo?
Like
If you don't mind me asking.
like $6 to $10. I
Oh,
didn't
that's
buy a
not bad.
single card over $10. I got like 22 cards. 8 of them were basics. I got 4 each of the blue and green Unfinity full art foil basics because they look kind of weird and kind of like otherworldly, and that's how I consider Omo. That so it kind of a weird otherworldly approach of a weird strange deck, you know. So that's how I chose my basics for that one. God, I'm such a nerd. I really have to theme my basic lands to my commander decks, y'all. That's just my reality.
Dude, Ripple foil Omo is like super chill at did you get the profile one or the regular one?
I got the profile one because I think it's striking, and I think the Ripple foil is going to look crazy with all of that like single color negative space. I'm really anticipating that foil looking sick as shit.
So the Ripple foil etched is pretty cool, and then the Ripple foil profile is really cool. And I want to get the Ripple foil Aslask, but it's literally a $25 card.
Let me pull up some of this for the benefit of
and I'm
chat
like,
here.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, I'm just looking at some stuff.
Aslask. Oh, here we
Pringles are delicious. You don't want curls in competitive. Yeah, I mean, I actually really like just non-foil cards.
Anybody got Ripple foils in hand? Anybody in Discord got Ripple foils in hand? You can send us.
I don't.
I would love to see some
Surge
Ripple
foil
foils in
wasn't
hand.
bad. I haven't had recently an issue with many of my foils.
No, I haven't either. Surge foils haven't been bad. I'm trying to think.
I'll tell you.
No, I think so.
On that Amp Raptor, though, I want to talk about this card. Oh yeah, go ahead.
$24. This is a dope version of Aslask. What'd you say your problem was with this?
Look
how much it's already fallen.
It's just expensive.
Yeah, yeah. $25 for just the commander.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I have that collector deck. I could bust it open and get the Ripple foil out of it.
Right, exactly.
But I don't want to do that at this point just to have that one commander. Yeah, that's
and that
much
looks
more
crazy.
Yeah, it's cool.
And the blue is gonna, I'm just hoping it pops. I think it's a cool take on this.
I want to talk really quick about because you brought it up. Amped Raptor. I did a draft, and at my pod, the entire other side of the table was in green. Literally the person on the opposite side of me had 3 Writhing Chrysalis, and that's who won on the day.
Of
by
course.
the way.
Shocker.
Yeah. Now, me on the other side, I did not see a green card the entire draft. And my pack 1 pick 1 was an Ugin's Labyrinth. And so I just stayed open after that. I was like, yeah, we take the Labyrinth. And then my pack 2 pick was, or my pack 2 was a Sapphire Medallion. And so I was like, okay. And then eventually what ended up happening was I'm picking cards that are just like generically good, picking up stuff like Serum Visionary, and then I had picked up like that uncommon that makes golems and stuff. And then eventually I see stuff like Amp Raptor like hanging out late. And I was like, yeah, we're gonna pick Amped Raptor. And then it was like pack 2 in the middle of pack 2. I remember seeing 4 Stellar Blue cards in like the final like 6 cards of a pack, and it was like one that makes Eldrazi cheaper. It was a Serum Visionary. It was the one that's like draw a card, get 2 energy, and then like something else where I was like, oh, wait a minute,
Serum Visionary's got some of the highest win rates in the entire format.
Serum Visionary is insane. You're getting a body for 2, and then for an extra mana, you're getting to draw a card and then basically arrange your library for the next couple turns. The card is busted. So anyway, I end up with 2 Amped Raptor, and that card is just such a high-performing card because all the energy cards look so mid just at first glance, but when you put them all together, you get this thing that's really, really busted.
I mean, and there's a reason that it was one of the most represented cards in Pro Tour last weekend. which we are going to get into.
Gremlins, which was fantastic. On like turn 4, I swung for 20 after having my opponent already down to 12, and so it was just like crazy. But Amped Raptor, dude, if you're doing draft Jeskai Energy, it is strong, very strong. I ended up going 2-1, and my only loss was the guy with 3 Writhing Chrysalis. So
not shocking.
Yeah, not gonna complain too much. And he had a Flage, so what can you do?
Yeah, what can you do? You had kind of a Pro Tour deck. They had kind of.
It was Naya, 3 Writhing Chrysalis and a Flage, versus pretty much a very cracked energy deck.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't matter on the other side though.
Yeah, dude, I'm like expending resources to remove 1 Writhing Chrysalis, and then it's like I'll play Flage, and I'm like, all right, what do you want to do with your first Lightning Helix? And it's like, oh, gross. Anyway,
let's shout out our sponsors. We'll have a little sponsored segment after our main segment of the stream. Excuse me. Card Conduit, best place to buy your cards. Drip Shop, find us live over there, auctioning, selling, playing tons of games. Lots of fun stuff over there. TCG Player, buy your cards there. We were just talking about them, just looking at them. Dragon Shield, that's where you can buy some sleeves. If you join our Patreon, you can get some custom Jake and Joel sleeves. I got them in blue and green for my Omo deck. MTG stocks, you can track prices over time. We'll look at that a little bit later. We'll use them a little bit later in one of the segments. And Moxfield, where we put all of our deck lists, and typically where I would say, and where we play Moxel, but they are down for maintenance right now.
They're down for maintenance. Okay.
Got a shout out. We are going to Vegas via Wizards of the Coast. Whenever that is. I really need to write down the dates of these 2 events that I'm going to be talking about. But we're going to Vegas this year. Thank you to Wizards for inviting us to that. And also we're going to Summit nearly right after that. I mean...
Right. Shout out to Kingdoms.
Shout out to Kingdoms for inviting us over to Summit. We'll be in...
It's going to be a really fun event as well. There's going to be a ton of artists there. It's going to be south of Salt Lake City. Yep.
This starts with a P? Provo. It's in Provo.
Yeah, Provo. That's right.
Got there.
Got it.
Got there. Vegas is October 25th through 27th. Thank you very much. That's when we'll be there. We can't play Moxel tonight.
We will be there.
But Jake, we can play Commander's Herald. Spellify.
All right. Legendary creature.
All right, chat. You are banished. One of the games we like to play here is Spellify. This is like Hangman. Guess the card. We got 13 guesses.
Yeah.
This is how the word shakes out. Black legendary creature. Do you think? What is this? Is this reminder text?
Yeah, I think so.
And there's a weird dash here. I like to look at the interesting punctuation first, because like this dash here is not something in the name, and this is a possessive here that's not in the name. Also here. Interesting. You said R?
Yeah, let's start with an R.
Boing. Wow. Nothing in the name.
Not much. Nothing in the name.
Let's hazard a black mana symbol, because I'm kind of wondering if this is like black 1. And that's gonna be a huge... There we go.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that helps. It is a mono black card.
Yep.
DEATH TOUCH, Death Touch.
Let's try a D.
It's not Death Touch, but we did get a D on the end of the name, which is super unhelpful. What is that keyword? Something.
I don't know.
Something. Okay, we're gonna try H. Ready? Okay.
Something the...
Yeah, I was pretty sure it was something the something. Okay, here's a capital H. After a dash. What's a capital H after a dash? Other something? OTHER. This is definitely...
This one has me...
Destroy it. Okay, something... Watch. Something... Destroy it. Other somethings, which I believe is like probably going to be the same word here. H-O-R-S-E?
It's got to be like a random creature type or something that it
Yeah,
must
look.
make something weird.
Whenever a... What is a H? 5-letter word H creature type. Wait, whenever a blank... Let's go with... I'm pretty sure that's whenever a... We've already done R, so it's not horse.
Yeah.
Human? H-U-M-A-N? H-U-M-A-N? Oh, Jake, it's Macias the Unhallowed.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I think it's the first time we've ever had a simultaneous realization. Wait, what? I just got it wrong. M-I-K-A-E. Is that what I typed? Well, we got it, whatever it is. Is that right?
It's that. It has to be.
There we go.
Yeah.
I must have misspelled it the first time. Sorry,
Yeah,
y'all.
non-human. That's what it was.
Figuring
out it was human. Yeah.
Yes. There we go.
Intimidate was the...
Bro, I would have never gotten there on intimidate.
Intimidate.
I absolutely would have never gotten there on intimidate. Oh, look. And it's got reminder text for intimidate on the card, which is like even more confusing. Whatever.
That's true.
Whatever. All right, chat. We got a new one here tonight that I brought Jake. We're going to try a fun thing. Everybody get your phones ready. If you're familiar with Jackbox, we've got
let me go get my phone.
Yeah, grab your phone. Inspector, hop in. Grab your phone, everybody, and get ready. It's going to be like Jackbox if you're familiar. There's going to be a code that you can type in on your phone, and you're going to be able to play along with this week's trivia game. Oh, it's Macias the Unhallowed. That was pretty funny. How's everybody's summers going? Everybody having good summers? Jack, good to see you. D-Clem, what's up? Sean. Yeah, D-Clem shouldered, I thought at first, but it ended up not being there. Let me join this game here. $625. There we go. Good, Jack. Y'all got anything going on? Excuse me. Kind of aimed right now at... My kid just is off for the summer from daycare. And so he's staying with his grandmother a lot. My mother. Oh yeah, I shot a video with my mom today. My mom's going to be in a video on our channel.
I'm so excited for that.
I hope it turns out at least sweet. I'm going for funny, but I hope it turns out at least sweet. Nice, Jack. What was the last set you played, Major? Declim, got it. Macias the Unhallowed. Whenever a human deals damage to you, destroy it. That's funny when you know. Oh, sorry, I will spec. Oh, weird. It's okay. Spec, get into
Can I use a fake name?
Yeah, just make sure it's appropriate. Spec, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna have you off cam for this, just because I don't have that set up yet. We'll get that set up, but then we'll get you on for the discussion.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. So, chat here. Quarters here. Hop in.
All right.
Go to playtriviamaker.com and put in that code. We're going to give you like 2 or 3 minutes to jump in here while I tell you what's going on. So I've long wanted to get like a trivia game going on here. Jake and I have always talked about like Jake versus Joel stuff. And so a Jake versus Joel trivia game has always kind of been on my radar. And I've always wanted like a custom Jackbox experience. I've played a lot of Jackbox. Jake has as well. My wife and I own a lot of them on computer that we can cast to our TV. Just really good like party games. And so I'm hoping if anybody wants to play tonight, Modern Horizons 3 is going to be where we're going to start. We're going to try some group trivia, see if...
Nice. I see people getting in here. How many people can we have in a lobby?
We have, excuse me, I went ahead. It was $20 for a year of the premium service of this. So I just bought it on my own card and I was like, whatever, it's $20. It doesn't matter if Jake's like, I hate this idea. I'll be like, all right, I've got $20 of Trivia Maker for you. It'll be fine. Just a few more seconds. Oh yeah, we still have people putting in. Yeah, you're coming in okay.
How many people does that allow then if you get whatever the $20
I think we've got like 1,000 people or something.
Holy
it's
shit.
Kind of ridiculous.
Perfect. That's great.
Yeah.
That's the right amount.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Maybe I'm overblowing
All right,
it.
so look, if anybody does better than us, we just ban them because clearly they're on the internet looking it up, right?
That's correct.
Absolutely. That's what's going on.
Okay, good.
Hello, everyone. My name is Spec. I'll be hosting trivia tonight for the
Nice.
JAJAM fam.
Ooh, everybody, we need like a
50.
soundbite of
like 50 participants.
crowd cheering.
50 participants, not 1,000. It's 50.
Oh, it's close. It's, you know.
Well, I'm disappointed now because 50 is just like a big lobby in like a shoot 'em up game on the consoles.
Grandpa, you know what you know I taught you they're not called shoot 'em up games, Grandpa. You know what they're called, Grandpa. Turn down NCIS. You know what they're called, Grandpa.
You still in there playing your gosh darn shoot 'em up game?
Turn down your NCIS. I can't hear you. All right. Just a few more seconds and we're going to get this going. Incoming players. Let's go.
All right. So, what do you guys think your level of MH3 trivia is? Are we
I don't know.
like,
I don't know. We'll see, man. I'm excited.
I'm extremely nervous. So I know that I will perform poorly, but I'm going to do my best to guess.
Perfect. Setting the bar high.
Yeah, with that attitude, bro. You just trying to set expectations?
There's going to be lore-based stuff. I just know I'm going to fumble. When I get to half court, I'm going to fumble the ball.
Don't fumble at half court. There's
you know how it's going to go.
You weren't even close to scoring. What were you fumbling at half court for?
And I end up getting a 3-point touchdown, and everyone's going to be fucking...
We're starting this thing.
Okay, let's do it.
Go.
Yeah, you know what? If somebody beats us, I'll send you a pack of Dragon Shields. How about that? So we got a little something on the line.
Now we know people are going to be Googling.
Yeah.
Next question. Here we go. It's happening.
All right. I got a little spiel. So, with every Horizon set, WotC likes to add a handful of cards from older sets and print them into Modern. How many of these new to Modern cards are in MH3?
There you go. All right, here we go. Ready for answers. It should be counting down.
Do I do my answer here?
Yep. Everybody answer. Get your answers in.
Oh, nice. I don't have to actually...
You don't have to actually know. There are multiple choice.
That's great. Multiple choice.
Yeah, dude.
You know what sucks about these is they go 38, 40, 42, 44.
I couldn't make it that easy for you.
I know. This is extremely scary. I'm going to go with this.
3 left answer.
Can I go final? Do I do a final answer?
I think it just locks it. It locked mine.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no final. Whatever you...
Oh,
hey.
what it is. What the H?
Let's go. Proceed. All right.
Proceed.
Does
it show the little...
Me and Edward Davidson got that one right.
This is...
it's okay. There are questions of all types.
All right.
You got plenty of chances here.
Oh.
Does it give the little spiel or... Oh,
it doesn't give the spiel, so you're gonna have to spiel it.
But it does. I'll give the further explanation.
It does let us pause on the question so that we don't have the timer going. So you can do the spiel.
I'll do a little spiel. So there were 20 uncommons, 18 rares, and 4 mythic rares, both from Commander and Legacy formats that brought to Modern in MH3. So let's get the next one. Did you know that there are over 40 new mechanics well, not new mechanics, but 40 mechanics returning in MH3 of the following mechanics that you're going to see? So there's 4.
Yeah.
Which is the most featured on MH3?
How many did you say there were?
There's 10 of these.
10 questions.
No, how many?
There are
how many
over
mechanics?
40 from
Over 40
cycling.
returning?
Yeah.
Of the
These are
following
just a few of
mechanics,
them.
which is featured the most?
Oh God.
Jake, you did a lot of draft. You saw these
Oh my
cards.
god, dude. Yeah, what do you think you saw the most of, dude?
I was expecting to see energy on here, but what I'm thinking I'm just gonna.
I will give you. Devoid was actually the highest, but I left that one off because I thought that would be too easy.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Let's see.
I'm gonna go with this.
Yeah, baby. I think I felt like I saw that one more. I opened a lot of
between
this.
Bestow and Adapt.
Oh, they were very close. They were very close.
I was between the two.
10. Bestow was 8.
Oh,
Kicker
wow.
5 and Storm. There's only one Storm card.
Wow.
Got it. Yeah, I knew Storm was low.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Shout out to our zeros.
Hey, we got people on the board
Jesse,
now.
Let's
Jack,
go.
D. Clem, Brian, Cool Arrow, Julian, Carter, Elijah, King Slow, Dat Punk, and myself, all repping the 0 slot. Okay, feeling better now.
Here we go.
Plenty of spots.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right. Annihilator could be argued to be the most triggered ability on attack.
Okay.
What is the greatest Annihilator amount seen in MH3? Not counting X. X will be 0 for this instance.
Okay.
Okay, because
Greatest
that would be the little amount.
Annihilator
That's the
amount.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna pick. I'm picking the biggest number. There we go.
Is that really on it? Don't know if it is. I'm gonna go with this.
Shit. This one's tough. Oh, I'm psyching myself out. I'm just going with my gut. I'm done psyching myself out. Damn it! I was between
Was
that
it-
one and 4,
it
and I
was
answered
2.
4.
It
God.
was 2.
I
Watsy
thought
are
it was 4.
cowards.
I thought it was 4.
Big cowards in this set. We
Oh,
only got
wow.
Annihilator
All
2.
right.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Shout out to all the zeros.
Wow.
Still got some zeros out there.
Edward
Jesse, Jack,
Davidson.
Cool.
Edward
All right.
Davidson kicking ass. T Bro just passed me. Doombringer
Oh.
also cross 100.
I've heard this thing before where if you can make a perfect 0 on a test, they give you 100 because it means that if you can correctly pick everything incorrectly, then obviously you know the material.
I mean,
Wow.
with a 0, you can really fill in whatever you'd like.
Yeah, true. That's right.
All right. No huge spiel for this one. We're not counting Booster Fun. What is the most expensive card currently in Modern Horizons 3?
I think I know this.
Regular frame.
Regular frame,
Yeah.
nothing crazy, no serialized. Just which card is it?
No. I'm going to be wrong if this is based on like yesterday's data for sure.
I don't think so.
But yeah, I knew it.
Yeah.
Should be pretty close.
No, I went with Flage.
Oh, really? Yeah, no. Flage hasn't crossed over. Flage actually maxed like 4 days ago and has been falling because everybody's now like, what's going to get banned?
Yeah. Ulamog is currently sitting at 52.
Nadu.
Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby.
Oh, we're going to talk about Nadu. Don't you worry. All right. Next one. I think, Jake, you've got a good chance of answering
You
this.
piece of shit. What the fuck is this?
What is the expected pull rate of Layla?
This is streamer abuse. This is fucking streamer abuse.
All right, let's see.
In the play booster, Watsy dedicated a whole slot to these new to modern cards. In this slot, what is the expected pull rate of Layla, the Blade Reforged?
100%. Is 100% an option?
This may be a gimme question. I'm not sure. Let's go see what the multiple choice are.
Oh God. This.
There's no fucking way. There's no way.
It's a gimme question. Don't overthink this.
Well, too bad.
That's too bad.
Yeah, I overthought it.
Oh, darn.
Clearly.
It is now between King Slow and myself for
It
the
was
0
definitely a
play
give
slot.
me. The actual pull rate, because I did calculate it, is 1.26%.
All right.
If you wanted to know.
All right.
All right. Moving on. MH3 also brought a reprint. With any spoiler season, there are bound to be cards that receive a lot of hype.
Yeah.
Of the following hype cards, which of these cards had the most drastic decrease in percent price from the full set spoiler, so May 20-something, to now?
All
I
right.
should be able to get one of these just based on knowing things about Magic.
This is true. This is a game about Magic.
Interesting.
Yeah, this.
This one's interesting, but I've got a gut.
If I miss this, I'm retiring the
This
channel.
one's tough. I think this one's pretty tough.
That's actually a clue. So I think it was the other one. If I had to 50-50 here, I am guessing. Oh, wow. I was wrong.
Wow. It wasn't
Yeah.
Flare
Wow.
of Denial. Flare
It
of
wasn't.
Denial.
I was wrong too when I went to do this question. Flare of Denial and 6 both saw 76% reduction. Harbinger of the Seas, 86. People were super high on this.
Wow.
I know.
And that card
I
even
went
won.
Flare of Denial too.
That card won an event in Japan, a major one.
All right,
I know,
well, I'm
and
deleting the
it's still
channel.
$2.
All right. I'm down
Okay.
to fifth. Edward Davidson is crushing this. I don't,
Rushing it.
bro.
Edward Davidson will be banned. Edward Davidson also is a token creature, so we're gonna have to figure it out. It seems like it's gonna be muddy water.
Well, we
All
got to
right,
sacrifice
Modern
one of them
Horizons.
at the beginning of every turn. So, Edward, keep your head down.
Modern Horizons 3 also brought with it a reprint of the Allied fetch lands, the most expensive being Polluted Delta, getting slashed all the way to $13. Of the remaining 4 Allied fetch lands, which is currently the cheapest?
If I miss this, I'm 100% deleting the channel. I don't even have to look at the list.
I'm just trying to make sure that I don't bozo this one up here. I don't Joel bozo it up. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, there we go.
And
On the board.
it is
Oh, he's on the board. Let's go.
it is time based. Y'all are noticing
I'm
that
on
the
the board.
answers are time based. The faster you answer, the more points you get.
Ooh, 30 behind 9
Dude,
months. We haven't sacrificed
You
him
said
in a
Edward
minute.
Davidson's a token creature, and Edward said, "Yeah, bro, 39 fucking months, bro."
Oh, all right. We can't ban Edward.
Ed, you kick ass, dude. Holy shit. There we
That's
go.
awesome.
Let's get in there.
You're right. Windswept Heath currently going for 876.
Oh God.
All right, here
All
we
right.
go.
In June 2023, a mere 1 year ago, Shuko, an uncommon from Betrayers of Kamigawa, was worth $1.99. What is it right now?
Here we go.
Or whenever I wrote this.
Yeah,
which
what
is,
was it? What was it when
Monday?
Spec made these? Ooh. It's got to be.
I know what it. I feel
It's
like
gotta be
this is
this.
gonna be right.
Got to be this. Got to be this.
This has to be right.
Dom, what's up?
Oh, Jake, you're hiding the C answer from everyone, apparently.
Oh, really? I thought I
I'm hiding.
figured it out. That's so dumb. Hang on, y'all. Sorry. Yes.
Ah. God, I thought it was $16. I didn't realize.
Yeah, I think it's come down a little bit to 25, but it's still.
I'm way off.
I only knew
You got-
that, Jake, because I'm perpetually on Twitter, and I've seen a lot of people being like, "Yo, I'm selling all of these Shukos for 25 each," stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Edward crushing it. Carter starting to pull a commanding lead in second.
All right.
Jake
Okay.
nearly 3 digits.
No turkey here. All right. Despite many new cards dropping in Modern Horizons 3 right before Pro Tour, a huge amount of them saw play
God.
at the highest level. Which card saw the most play at PT MH3 from MH3?
Answer quick. It's more points. Boom.
One of these I'm extremely surprised. There's one card that I'm surprised is not on here.
Oh, what card is that?
Necrodominance.
It's because it only showed up. Yeah, it only shows up in that one deck. And so cards like Galvanic Discharge were across the control deck
very
and across
well,
the
though.
aggro deck.
That's what I'm thinking about, is how I saw it represented a lot. Wow. Really?
It is B, Galvanic Discharge, with a total of 268 played copies, followed by Flage at 264. Nadu's all the way at 252.
Wow.
There you go, chat. Galvanic Discharge playing against not only... Oh, here we go.
And finally, what was the win rate of this deck during the Swiss round? That deck being Bant Nadu, which had an overwhelming share of the meta at 25+%, because I'm counting the 4-color Nadu in that too. It also held an impressive 5 out of 8 seats in the top 8 and was indeed the #1 deck. What was its win rate?
Win rate of Nadu. During Swiss?
During the Swiss.
This will teach you to pay attention, chat. Always be paying attention. You never know where Spec's going to pull his questions from.
I thought it was a good mix of questions.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This was great.
It was a great mix of questions if you wanted to humiliate me on the channel.
I will pick a different set of questions.
And I am humiliated.
Edward Davidson. Ooh, I took second place there at the end. Yogi Bear,
no, that was a good time.
Carter,
that was a good time.
and That Punk all up on the pedestal with us. Edward Davidson, message me on Discord. I'll get you a pack of Dragon Shields. Congrats, dude.
Wow.
Well done, everyone.
Elijah getting in with 0. Well done. There we go.
Yeah, so Spec, by the way, big shout out. Thank you for pepping the trivia game for us. Chat,
good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Let us know if y'all liked that. We will maybe or maybe not get more of that on the channel if y'all enjoyed.
We do have $20 we got to burn, so you know.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, Spec, you show up on cam. Let me try.
Nice, Alex. Alex says I really earned that 7th place finish. Well done.
Hell yes.
Yeah, I would like to see it cap out at 50 and get a huge on there.
That'd be a lot of fun.
And then have like Squid Game type stakes.
What, like Montreal seasoned medium rare steaks?
Oh yeah.
No, yeah, no, yeah, like whoever loses has to, you know, like. Never mind. It's just gonna get really dark.
Oh, before we start, I do have something for you, since it was mentioned on Twitter. Let me see if I can get this to show up. Yeah.
So I was exploring TCG Player, trying to round out a cart and, you know, get those last couple of dollars to get free shipping in a couple of places, so to speak. And I came across that card and I had never ever seen it in my life. It was crazy. Command Tower Pixel version.
Yeah, it was the bonus card in the Pixel layer, the first one.
That is pretty tight. That is not something that I was familiar with. I hadn't seen it. I don't always see, I think, the secret cards, you know, because they just kind of like come and go, and then they're
I mean, it's so tough
off.
with the myriad of just foil elf garbage that, you know, you've got to sift through to find the one diamond in the rough.
Yeah, absolutely. So Spec, shout out, big thank you for hooking us up with trivia. That kind of runs on you prepping questions for us, because it's not fun if either of us write the questions. So we appreciate you doing that.
Yeah.
Magic numbers. What's the name of the channel again?
Oh, MTG Metrics.
MTG Metrics.
MTG Metrics.
That's what
this
it
is
is.
your channel. Yeah.
This is my channel. Yeah. If you want to,
Nice.
I like doing
you have
numbers.
114 subs. You just started this channel.
I did. Big shout out to all the
awesome.
JAJAM people that have been helping out and watching.
Yeah, y'all go
that's
check
cool.
out MTG Metrics. You can see it right here on the screen. Go sub over there. I'll drop a little thing.
I try and do fun number stuff, and apparently I've decided that every time we get a layer preview, I will shoot a video that night to get information out to everyone.
Hey,
nice.
2.7.
So,
this one did really well.
That one did do really well. I was very happy.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, those are good views.
Hell yeah, dude. So go check out MTG Metrics, that Specs channel. Tonight, we want to talk about Pro Tour Modern Horizons 3. Me and Jake and Spec all watched it at various times of the weekend. We're texting at various times of the weekend. Jake, what were your initial thoughts?
Well, you know, I brought this up to you and I brought it up to a couple other folks, but I remember watching an old deck back in the day called Eggs. And I remember it wasn't like Nadu, where when that deck came in and dominated that big tournament, it was like one person brought it. There were not like a bunch of Eggs decks. It wasn't like Nadu's good, we're all going to go play Nadu. Or it wasn't like Hogak is good, we're all going to go play Hogak. It was like one person came in with Eggs and they dominated, and then they banned Second Sunrise, and I think they banned another card out of
Bridge
out of it.
I'm sorry, not from Eggs.
Bridge wasn't Eggs, yeah.
Yeah, but no, it was
they took a half measure.
It was Faithless Looting and Hogak both went. And then, but anyway, you know, the similarity between Eggs and Nadu is you have a person just sitting here playing solitaire. I remember watching the Eggs deck go against a Jund deck, and it was like the Jund player was on 2 lands while the Eggs player had, you know, 25 plus permanents, and they're looking for their grape shot to win the game.
Right.
And yeah, it's just not fun to watch, which is why I think we're seeing Nadu's price slip from 20s down to 10s and
awful to watch.
Yeah,
awful to watch.
To see that game.
At least Eggs was deterministic. You know, Nadu is an undeterministic loop, so you gotta sit through it. I mean, when you have the final match just being shortcutted the whole time, you're like, that's not exciting. That's not fun.
Yeah, it's gross.
And the fact that Thassa's Oracle is like not the ideal win con, so they have to do this whole channel loop to like get enough mana to then, you know, use Endurance to put Otawara back into the deck, so they can then draw Otawara with like a Waterlog Grove to then bounce something for 4 mana, then do that all again, and then they're like, and then they still have to pass back you, let you untap with nothing, and then they have to get the turn back so they can hit you with insects. It's like, oh god.
The most exciting part about watching the Nadu matches to me was hoping that Nadu wasn't gonna pull it off, being like, oh nice, they just hell yes, last flip
you
here,
just like want to see
last
them
flip we
miss.
Just avoid a creature, no creature. That was the only exciting thing, was like no creature, no creature, no creature. oh and that's an Antuco. All right, so that's the end of it. That'll be that. You know, I watched
Brian Boss brought that prowess deck, and I was rooting for him so hard into his brick draws in game 3.
Javier Dominguez on Jeskai.
I was talking about this deck earlier at the top of the stream as being a really good meta choice.
This was the one I had most fun watching, which is weird coming from me because it's like a control deck. This is a control deck, dude. 4 main deck OG counterspell. Can you have a game described as unhealthy when one of the very first cards printed ever is still being played as a 4 of in a premier format? That's so cool to me.
What an exciting format when I'm rooting for the grief scam player,
bro. When I'm rooting for 4 of subtlety, 4 of force of negation, 4 of One Ring, and 4 of counterspell, where am I? Who am I? I don't recognize anything anymore. Watching Javi play this one was super fun. Watching him do the math on Wrath of the
like
Skies.
A nightmare,
oh man,
honestly,
it's brutal.
Like Teferi, the One Ring.
What a cool. I hate it because it ruins everything I play, but what a cool Wrath of the Skies is.
Oh man, Wrath of the Skies has been one of my favorite cards.
It's really interesting. Really interesting card.
Seeing of the Skies, seeing them able to cast a board wipe for 2 mana and then have resources to continue doing things in that game.
Being able to know
cracked.
how much you want to kill, what lands you should tap, how much energy, so I can leave up. Do I want to leave up one piece of interaction?
Yeah, you don't even need to put anything into X. If you have energy banked, it doesn't matter. You're just paying 2 to. It's so good. I mean, Galvanic Discharge, that was a card, really quick, just talking about the draft that I just played this past weekend. That was a card where I tapped everything out except for 1 red, and then my opponent played a 6/6, and I had like 10 energy. And so I was just like, yeah, EOT, I'll Galvanic, kill your 6/6. And they're like, what, for 1 red? And I'm like, honestly, how good energy
You're like,
is.
What's up, baby?
What a
strong card.
Common.
It's so good. It's honestly so good. What's up, Nico?
I love it. I really do. Another card, and I gotta agree with D-Clim on this. I watched this card. Okay, so I had this card cast against me in the last Commander Play Day, and I loved it. And I saw it get cast in Pro Tour, and I loved it. This card is so silly and really divisive. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter just be like, this is stupid. I can't believe that competitive Magic has come down to coin flips. And then people were replying with a bunch of stuff that was essentially coin flips that has existed long before Invert Polarity put flip a coin in a Pro Tour deck. But this card in particular, man, bro, if you're going to counterspell me, let's flip a coin and see if you get my thing. Let's go. Let's just do it. That sounds sick.
I'm either losing or you canceled something.
Hell yeah. Right. Exactly. That's it. You already are going to counter it. It's fine. Let's rock and roll. Dude, flip a coin. 50-50, you get it? Sure.
Dude, all it is is like it's a little bit more expensive counter spell that has upside on it, because now instead of it fizzling, you get to do something with it instead.
And you know what?
But there's no downside on the card.
No, dude, I've started putting it in all my blue-red decks just because I'm like, it's a counter spell I can get away with. It's canceled, dude.
Perfectly tuned too. At 3 mana, you don't want it in versus aggro because anything you're going to steal probably isn't that great, so you board it out. But you leave it in versus all these decks trying to do busted stuff like, ooh, that's my 1 ring now. Which I'm like,
cancel it,
that's
or
what
you
get
steal
for playing this card.
That was this was one of my D-Clem. Thank you for bringing that one up. That was one of my dark horses from the weekend, just because it was so fun to watch. It's just so much better than just counterspell.
I would say the prowess deck not playing any but 1 MH3 card, and that MH3 card being just a tapped duel that just gives like doubles the power in first strike.
What was this?
Ryan Boss was playing Gruul Prowess, and this is not a good. And let me be clear, he has stated this too. This is not a good prowess list, but he teched super hard for the Nadu meta, knowing that the interaction levels were very low. So he was playing scale up.
Cool! It looks like an arena deck.
He's playing like he mashed an infect deck, but he took all the infect creatures out and put prowess in. And slick shot with scale up in like Monstrous Rage just hits for 20. So it's like, oh, cool, you're dead.
You can build nearly all of this on Arena.
There's 1 MH3 card here, and it's the MTFC. That's it.
Insane.
Yeah.
Which MTFC
is Lava Dart on Arena?
What? I don't know. The Legion something is the MH3 card.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Legion Leadership. Oh my god, it's a single dual face card.
And it's that's all he chose out of MH3. It's like, this is all I need.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna play Monster Rage out of over anything.
All right.
Honestly, I really like that list.
It's awesome.
I loved
his.
Who went 10-0? Esper what?
Yeah, I want to talk about the Gorios. Let's look at the Boros energy because I want to talk Gorios and you want to talk Mono Black.
Wow, so 10-0, and then what? Scrubs out in the top 8.
Yeah, must have gotten screwed in top 8 or screwed out of top 8. Let's talk about Esper Gorios though. I mean, this deck is sick. This is the deck that I played for the first time to like wet my beak on Modern. Like 2 or 3 months ago, whenever that happened. It might have also been yesterday. I don't know what time it is anymore.
You beat me up pretty good.
Yeah.
This is the 10-0.
This was the 10-0. Gorios Vengeance.
Yeah, Psychic Frog. I've seen a lot more people on Psychic Frog too.
What a good little discard engine he is.
It's a good card.
Looks like really Psychic Frog is it for MH3 cards in this one too. This was Matt Sperling's deck.
this deck can go straight to hell. I'm looking at the list, and it can go straight to hell.
This deck is so fun looking, dude.
Gross.
I gotta be honest.
This thing is gross as shit.
Get a grizzle brand in the yard and bring my grizzle band back from the yard.
This is how I typically feel. This is how I typically feel. But versus the Nadu deck, I'm like, come on, grief him, grief scam him.
Something happened here where if this goes 10-0 and then scrubs out, it must have had a really bad draw or something for this to have tripped up, because for this to do so well and not close out, I mean,
if I was going to play a modern paper tournament, this is the one I would try and put together. And really the only thing keeping me from it is grief is expensive as hell right now, and it's probably going to eat a ban in the next 365 days.
It may come down if they take a ban in Legacy, but it probably won't.
But I don't think it will, Joel, because it comes with such disadvantage. I think the card is fair. I think it alongside Fury was busted, but
we'll play like 3 or 4 best ofs.
How supremely unfun is this game?
I'll play grief against you, and I feel like by like match 4 or 5 you're going to be going, this shit needs to be banned, because ripping your hand apart that early is just so brutal.
I play against it, and Timeless has completely shifted meta now that all of these are on there, and I've seen it constantly firsthand. You see like some of the old meta, but so much of the meta is like MH3 stuff, and
makes
sense.
It's probably more fair in Timeless just because show and tell is so busted.
Yeah, and Timeless also has the alchemy stuff, which really sucks. And if I wasn't a mill player, I would probably just play historic, but I'm pretty sure all the MH3 stuff is only legal in Timeless, right? So
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think you're alone in that. I think most everyone just puts up with alchemy. That's the best it ever gets.
I think that's what you have to do, is just get used to it, because they're always going to be there. Yeah. And honestly,
there's like a tutor that's like, search the top third of your deck, and I'm like,
assemble the team. Yeah, that card.
Yeah,
sucks.
like what the hell are they thinking?
The way I look at it is this: if they asked me personally, hey, should we spend our time with our digital platform, any amount of it, designing some cards that would only work in a digital environment so that you could play Magic in a digital only environment, I would say, rock and roll, go ahead, have fun, get in there.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on them.
They have to have
keep it balanced
spot for it.
Right. Yeah. And then have your every single card on Arena format. That makes a lot of sense. I would hope one day that we're actually seeing that format at a high level. That would be super tight.
I do wish that fetch lands were in historic. Just saying.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I want.
Honestly, it would be great if Arena would have Timeless and they can have Alchemy, but then just unify with the formats. Get enough cards to say we have Modern here now. And unify the formats on Arena with paper, and then just have Alchemy and Timeless past that. I think it would be a lot less confusing for people, because Alchemy is just digital standard plus some digital only shit, and then Timeless is everything we've put on Arena, period. So it's combining all of the oldest stuff that we've got from MTG paper.
And Timeless is very degenerate. There's a lot of different stuff that people are doing.
But that's
over
what
there,
people like. We want to resolve a game by 3 or 4 with some high level chessy type moves. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's a nice introduction to maybe, hey, you want to try some Legacy if you got a few grand lying around. This is kind of what that's like.
Yeah.
Yep.
Get to do some super busted things.
So Esper Goryo's really into this one. Only new Modern card, or only new MH3 card, Psychic Frog. That's nice to see.
Yeah. Joel, I sent you the graph from Frank Karsten for the Swiss, by the way.
Okay, cool.
With all the win rates and stuff, whenever you want to get to that.
Nearly a block constructed MH3 deck here with Boros Energy. This was one of my biggest shockers of the whole weekend, was that a deck that is, look at this, 4 of MH3, 4 of MH3, 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 3 lightning bolt, because that 4th lightning bolt's not good enough anymore, and then 3 of an enchantment that's been banned in a lot of formats.
What enchantment is it? Fable
of the Mirror Breaker, because why not? It's a red deck, aggro, red aggro, dude. Throw Fable in there.
Let us go back to a time called Kaladesh, when Wizards of the Coast printed a mechanic called Energy for the first time, and it took over, and there were only Teamer energy decks and Teamer Black, which splash black for Scarab God.
Hello, I'd like
And
to attune the Aether, please.
And then there was a Saltite energy deck that ran the Hostage Taker. I remember that with Walking Ballista.
Yes.
And then there was also
Vraska's
a
Fall.
blue-white control deck that emerged to deal with all the energy shenanigans. I'm not even surprised that there is a deck that used all the new energy cards and did well. It doesn't surprise me at all. It's just, that's how good energy is. And I won't be surprised if once Nadu gets hit, we don't start seeing a bunch more energy stuff come up. I just think if it's already here, it's pretty good.
Have you guys seen Flage in action? What do you think of that card?
I played against it.
Yeah, I watched it all weekend. It's one of my favorite new cards.
Better or worse than Crocs, though?
Wow, you mean okay? So I think.
I mean, Crocs is not played in Modern.
But it used to be a little bit, right? We used to see a one of in like some. We saw it a little more when Luris was still legal, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Kind of fallen by the wayside. These decks, and they were running maybe two Croxes, right? These decks are slamming 3-4 Flages in them.
I think because the Flage is giving you a lightning helix on the enter, so it's like you're getting a slightly more expensive lightning helix the first time you play Flage, and then you have this opportunity to bring it back, and then it sticks. If you can't answer it, it's an absolute back-breaking card.
Yeah, and I think there's a huge
also is, but
like Lava Spike, right, which is 3 to face, which Croaks can do, and Lightning Bolt, which you can shoot it anywhere. So having Flage being able to be removal as well as life total stuff is huge.
Yeah, I hate that life point swing. It's just massive.
It's brutal, man.
This was the craziest thing I saw all weekend, though, was the 2 of Arena of Glories.
Love this
Escape
card.
your Flage. ETB's 3 to something. 3 life up. Used a mana from the Arena of Glory, so we gave it haste. It attacks, another 3. I saw the energy.
God, that's annoying as shit.
I saw Javier. No, Javier. Yeah, Javier was playing Flage. I saw Flage. No, he wasn't playing the haste land, though. It must have been somebody else I saw.
It is. I mean, he had 2. That deck had 2 of Arenas.
Not the control deck here, or I'm not seeing it. Am I just missing it?
Oh, not in the control deck. No, they don't want to have it with the mountain tax thing.
There was some player I saw return it with Arena mana and immediately attack with a Flage and kill a 6 thing.
Brutal.
Into the attack, and then
they played it and then swung and got the second.
The Arena, it gives it haste.
Right.
So
yeah. This deck, very impressive. We knew that these 3 were going to be good. Guide of Souls, the call there was this will be good if an energy deck breaks out. Bing, bang, boom, it's good. Ocelot Pride, we had a read on. Johnny, we obviously had a read on. Amped Raptor, I think, flew under the radar for everybody, but only because it was uncommon. But it ended up being like a crazy, consistent, valuable piece. Yeah, to sort of foundation.
You're pretty much always getting something useful with it if you have it in the right deck. Like this, you're never going to really miss with it.
Right.
Yeah, it only misses the Flage and the Fables, but even then with Guide of Souls, you're generating that extra energy every here and there, so you probably have your third, so you can
yeah.
Then you've got cards like Static Prison, Unstable Amulet as well. I
love Unstable Amulet.
Yeah, it's very cool, right? Static Prison too for me. It was a very under the radar card, but I was like, holy shit, these cards play super well.
The fact that it deals a damage for the based on the card that it exiles, and anything from your graveyard. So if you play Breach, you just escape your Phage, 1 extra damage.
Right.
If you have a couple of them out, then it's 1 for every one. It's really cool.
Then Static Prison, exiling any non-land permanent for 1 mana. Target non-land permanent for 1 mana exiled.
Finally, the domain decks don't have anything on us.
At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, sack it unless you pay 1 energy. So you can choose not to. You are incorporated with 2 to pay. So it's minimum gone for that turn and the next 2 turns. There's a lot you can do in
Amulet
Modern.
is good,
bro.
Yeah.
That's
that
really
deck,
good.
That deck is pretty sweet, and none of it seems super broken to me. And so I
How
think
did this deck end up doing?
It did well. It did well.
Top 8, it didn't have a representation.
Okay.
It was in what, 13th here? 9 and 1.
56. It had a 56% win rate, but it wasn't a huge meta share. So I think there's only like 25 matches with it.
Yeah, and it's a brand new deck, don't forget.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if it actually is able to be sort of answered in the meta, if the meta shifts so that it can accommodate. I think that'll be pretty telling.
I think it's a deck we're going to be seeing around for sure.
Another deck I think we'll be seeing around for sure. Our mono black Necro. Wow, did we just take all the good black cards? Orcish Bowmaster, Shield of the Apocalypse, Douthty Voidwalker, 4 Necro
like
Dominance, Fatal
Modern
Push.
Sun.
Pretty much.
Modern
This is
Junk
an arena deck here.
The mono black because all the good cards just happen to be in black.
Yeah, this one
is 1,000,000% played on arena.
I was
right
going to say, minus
This
Soul
exact deck.
Spike, this deck is completely on arena. Wow.
Which is so funny. What a interesting tech, just because of the amount of cards they draw.
Yeah, man.
Because they used to be on March, I think. No, they still are. Okay.
3 Malakir Rebirth and 1 Not Dead After All. I'm assuming specifically for the grief. You can also save a Bowmasters, honestly, or a Shoulder if you need to. Douthty because it's good. Wow, these dual lands. The fact that Fell the Profane. Just the fact that you can play this as an untapped land. If you lightning bolt yourself in the face, making this a modern played card. 4 mana, destroy a creature or planeswalker. 4 mana!
I mean, it's so important for this deck because you need black cards to pitch to Grief. You need black cards to pitch to Soul Spike. You need black cards to pitch to March. So being able to pitch all your lands that you draw off your Necro Dominance is huge.
Yeah.
You're going to gain all the life back anyway. So that, an untapped land for 3 is no big deal.
I also feel like, looking at this list, that this is a pretty...
Oh, I'm sorry. Decks do play Croxa. There he is.
Where is he?
Isn't that him on the Necro Dominance?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Looking
That's
at
true.
this list, this looks like a pretty skill-intensive and meta-aware deck to pilot, because you're doing a lot of control.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You are running
combo is
8
rampant. Because there's another
Prosperity
combo
is
deck.
throwing me off.
Besides the Nadu, which obviously performed very well, there was one other deck, the one that's number 1 or number 2 right now on like MTGO meta share.
Yeah.
Ruby Storm. Boy, was every single human being ready for Ruby Storm. This deck got punched into the dirt.
Yeah. Ruby Storm was one of the most represented decks going into day 1. And if you look at this list, it didn't do better than 5 and 5, and that was Alex Hayne. Alex Hayne is a beast.
Every single deck that it faced, it has a losing win rate versus.
That is insane
this
to
deck
me.
kills on turn 2, and people were so sideboard for it.
What sideboard card was killing this one?
I mean, it depended on the deck, but the control deck, control just held up counter magic. Like I think the Jeskai control rate beat it. It had a 12% win rate versus control. Everything else was in like the 30s to 40s, a little normal. But yeah, it was.
So that's why Pyretic had a jump. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, this deck made some cards pop. Wish popped like crazy. Pyretic popped like crazy. Right. Desperate popped like crazy. Ruby went up from where it was. Rao gained momentum. But all of these cards are now got to be sliding down the old chain.
It's tough. It's still holding the top meta share for like Mitgo and stuff. Again, it kills on turn 2, but when it comes, I think the PT is such a different. Yeah, it's just a different game, honestly.
Damn, look at this. If you had picked these up when they were down in the 5s. because people were like low on it for some reason. Yeah, this one hasn't actually fallen off huge. It has dipped.
That's what I mean. People are still playing it, but the PT, yeah, they were teched and ready.
When you see a card
T-Dog
like
says there was
Fledge,
one Crab Mill player. That's cool.
there was
Love
a
to
mill
hear it.
player. You can see even Flay's just sort of down ticking after the weekend. The hype is now over. You know, I'm not sure what the next major tournament is. I haven't looked that far ahead, but there was a hype window and now it's kind of cooling. We'll see where everything settles out too, especially as people are just like bans. Yeah.
I mean, have you looked at the Nadu prices recently? I mean, Shuko was worth more, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But right after PT, I don't think anyone wants to get left holding this potato.
No, not at all. Look at this lifetime.
Wow.
Look at this lifetime.
Looks like a penny stock. Cool.
Yeah, Shuko, crazy pants.
Yeah, they really wanted it, didn't they? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, gotta get it. Gotta have it. Gotta play it.
One cost equip creature gets +1/+0.
What if I told
That's
you
insane.
Magic would be clamoring for a +1/+0 equipment?
Yeah, see, so Nadu had its huge spike. And now
Here's the
it's starting to fall
issue
back down.
is I feel like Nadu is still good even if Shuko gets banned because they'll just use Lightning Greaves and even though it costs one more.
So the one cost is pretty big in the sense that Urza Saga can't tutor for it, right?
Oh, right.
So
Got
we
it.
lose that. We probably don't play that package. The issue, I think it gets powered down, but it's still supremely unfun play patterns that occur because
Yeah, they just have to get rid of Nadu because if you don't get rid of Nadu, now every single equipment that ever comes out needs to go through the
and they're
Nadu
still
lens
playing
of like,
Outrider. Yeah, exactly. Like they have to tech to make sure it doesn't go.
oh, they're gonna break Nadu again.
Yeah.
You know, like
Who wants that? Which I don't know. I was talking with friends and just going over everything that's written on Nadu. It's like, how did this make it past testing? It's incredulous. Between its 4-butt or happening twice in a turn, which is just misery to track. What?
Uh-oh. We had an internet hiccup, chat. Bear with me. Both Spec and Jake have frozen.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Hang on.
Joel.
We had an internet hiccup. I believe we're returning to form now.
Or that the lands come in untapped, which
Yeah.
I feel like hasn't happened ever. So something slipped by in testing or
It
at the
doesn't-
end cycle.
It doesn't make sense. Last thing we heard you say, Spec, y'all froze up for a second. Sorry about that. Last thing we heard you say, you were talking about that card, that 0, 1, 2 card that they figured out. They were just like, all right, put all your creatures over here that haven't been equipped, put the thing in the middle, and then you're going to have a pile on the right. And so you're going to move the creature to the thing, and that's been equipped once. And then 2, you put it over here. It's still equipped, but now we're going to re-equip it. Oh my God, dude. I was just like, dude.
It was the most infuriating
We
thing.
have to invent shit for this. Come on, get out of here.
And I feel like Wizards is just going to they're just going to release a Nadu bundle pack and it's going to come with a custom that token so you can just hate yourself at home.
Looking at cards that have been gaining
I
over
don't
the
know
last
how they
week,
missed it. Yeah.
we got prices falling across Modern Horizons 3. There are some key cards though that are actually gaining over the last week, even a little bit. You're looking at cards.
Shout out to our sponsor, MTG Stocks.
Yeah, shout out to our sponsor, MTG Stocks. If you want to set price alerts, go check out their premium service. They'll alert you when cards are rising or falling. You got Necro Dominance, kind of gaining some here. Let me take it last week. There we go. Market price. Boom. Cards going up currently. The Johnny Nikado Pariah. Gaining some value here. People are saying it's a 4 of. It dying. Those things dying. All good things.
Yep.
Players don't care. They want it to die. They want it to go away. It's going to flip. You can play a second one. Multiple of Johnny's is nothing. People are enjoying it. Necro Dominance.
Yep.
I've heard that there's only 12 people in the entire world that truly understand how to play this correctly. But there's a lot more that are going to try. And so it tends to be going up. Even your base copies here. Yeah, Jake.
I pulled one.
This crazy looking profile version, and all versions, ticking up, gaining some love. Kind of an interesting time right now. Lots of it's falling. Lots of it's falling. And it will continue to fall. This is not a time to buy video. That's not what we're talking about here. We're just looking at prices a few weeks after release. This is not the time to buy MH3 cards. Most likely. Unless it's in a price window you're comfortable with, then I'm an idiot and don't listen to me. Even your big Eldrazi, Jake, $15. This is not going to be a $15 card for long, though. I'll tell you that.
This one here is actually, of the 3 Eldrazi we got, this is the one that I'm the lowest on. Even though I think pretty good.
A souvenir bucket of popcorn is more expensive now.
I believe it is.
I would say so.
Do you, Jake, have you resolved one of these or watched one resolved against you?
No, I mean, I love the card draw and I like what it does, but when I look at it, like compared to, say, the Ulamog, for example, which comes with this huge, like, we're exiling half your library and we're getting this big body with Annihilator on it, versus this, which is we're drawing cards and now other colorless creatures get a very good Anthem. I still think like Ulamog and even the Emrakul, which is going to allow me to take control of all your creatures, are just stronger. I'm not saying it's like a bad card or anything like that. Just of the 3, it's the one that I'm the least excited about.
Yep.
Even though drawing cards is great, it's one of my favorite things to do in a card game.
Oh, I hear you.
Draw more cards.
It's the best thing to do.
It's typically the thing to do.
Yeah.
I gotta find these concept Eldrazi's. I want one of each. That's what I want.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah, one of each of the concept Eldrazi's for my Eldrazi deck. I've got the only one I opened was a base copy Emrakul. And
I've got a base Ulamog, but that's all I pulled.
Get some trade ups going.
I also pulled a Lelia if you need a spare.
Okay, I'll check and see.
Did you get a Lelia? Good.
Yeah, I think everyone did.
Other decks that were high up on the lists here. Is it Murktide?
Blight Widow. I have an Ocelot Pride. I would put it toward a trade. I have an extra.
DRC, 4 Raggy, 1 Subtlety.
Yeah, the Tameo, dude. This is another one that's been taking off. A lot of people are high on Tameo.
I think it's
pretty good.
Yeah, I wish its ult was a little more decisive in closing the game. It definitely plays into the control deck vibe, which I don't love, but good card. I still like it.
Oh, there she is. Inquisitive Student.
Yeah.
Kind of evened out. Not gaining, not losing. Just kind of bouncing around between 20 and 40.
Yeah.
I mean, we would expect Academy Manufacturer to be playing alongside this.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Modern staple Academy Manufacturer. You're going to want to watch, chat, over the next couple of weeks as some of these higher end hits in this set start reaching their bottoms and flirting with going back up. Look into extendeds. Look into the showcases. It's just always seems to be the case that these things trickle down. They're slow to get to those.
You're absolutely right. I think when I was looking up some of the quiz stuff, the extended flooded strand was the cheapest of the flooded strands.
That's what I'm saying.
Just for no reason, just a little cheaper.
It's just because demand is lower on those because people aren't going and looking for them.
Exactly. I think it's because some of it is because TCG did that new striation of how they detail things. So instead of everything being under, I searched for flooded strand, now it's flooded strand borderless, so people just type it in. They're like, these are the only flooded strands. I'll buy it.
Exactly.
So you smart chatters out there listening to Joel, you're spending the extra time and looking at the other variants because you could save a few bucks.
I was gonna say it kind of ends up worth it just to take an extra 10 at the end, go through your cart and see you know, oh, if I only have one card ordered with this seller, can I find that with all the other sellers I've got in my cart now because I've ordered my full order? Do any of my other sellers in the cart have that card, and I can kick, you know, $4 or $5 of shipping for one card off of the cart plus the cost of the card, pick it up with another seller.
You talking about this?
TCG tips.
You talking like this just made me realize that I am a TCG coupon clipper.
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, when
I spend my
applicable.
Sunday.
They do a lot of like good give back store credit kind of stuff too. Yeah, so that was Pro Tour. Nadu went crazy. I mean, it's got to eat a ban, right?
It's a question, I think.
No one's gonna watch that. No one wants to watch it.
No one liked it to watch. I don't think.
Yeah,
it's tough because they can easily point at other things that aren't the Pro Tour and say, "Hey, it didn't do that good." But I mean, they banned Hogak, and Hogak did not put up these results. It didn't have this dominant of a meta share.
Yep.
It didn't win this consistently, or put. I think it only had one deck in the top. Like, it wasn't 5 of 8 going in. It was possibly one of the and no shade to the people piloting. They are great players and all that stuff. But the play patterns of this deck in the mirror was just brutally unfun to watch.
I honestly think if you would just had made it a once per turn effect, we might be living in a different world. If you wanted,
the lands came in tapped.
I was gonna say, if you want to take it like one extra step that I think may push it into being like bad, like 99 piece commander relegated for the rest of its life, is have it happen once per turn and have the lands come into play tapped. I think then you're only gonna have it be seeing fringe in like some Simic commander decks.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
I am so here to see the Simic card get banned again. It's like we'll have to pull out the old regalia and get it going.
The old comic where it's like, ooh, a 3-mana Simic card got banned from Modern. What year is this?
Yes.
Chat, everybody say thank you and good night to Spectre. We're going to kick him out of here. We're going to get into our little sponsor segment before we talk about.
Thank you guys for having me.
Foundations. Yeah, Spectre.
It is always a pleasure.
We appreciate it. I'm going to drop it one more time in chat. Go sub to
go check me out.
Channel.
We
MTG
do math. I lost money on an MH3 box. Maybe go check it out.
That's not an easy thing to do.
I know.
Whatever's a good excuse to open.
If you want to see different content, come watch me lose money on that stupid box.
There you go.
Spectre will be back. If everybody liked it and me and Jake decide to bring it back, we'll see Spectre back for our trivia game. Get everybody playing.
We'll get some trivia going again. That was a good time.
Yeah, dude. Spectre, we appreciate you.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Even if I did absolutely crash and burn.
You'll be prepared next time. I just feel like you are prepared.
Well, this was a pop quiz. You'll have homework for the next. You'll be good.
Yeah. Sounds good.
There you go. Chat, let us talk about our sponsors real quick. The first of which is Card Conduit. This is a buy listing service. It's the easiest way to sell your Magic cards. We actually have in the next 2 weeks, within the next 2 or 3 weeks, we are going to have a video on the channel breaking down buy listing. And we had to do it in our zany way. So big shout out to Card Conduit.
It's going to be weird and fun. And that's pretty much it.
That is going to be it. Pretty much fun and weird and a little informative. A little bit informative.
Yeah. Fun and weird with information as well.
You ship your unsorted Magic cards to Card Conduit. They're going to sort them, they're going to grade them, and they're going to find the best buy list price of all the buy list prices. And then you're going to get charged a little bitty fee, and they're going to send you cash. That's it. That's done. That's all you got to do. You don't have to go through any processes yourself. Bang, bang, boom, you're done. You use code JAJAM. You're going to get 10% off your fees. That's additional money back in your pocket you can spend on Eldrazi's.
Hey, who is this guy?
You can go take your cash and spend them on Eldrazi. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, if there are any additional processes, that's on you. That means you came up with an additional process along the way, and it was not the fault of Card Conduit or us. The processes over at Card Conduit are simple. And if you've listened to this instructional informative ad about Card Conduit, then you would know that it's just a good spot to sell your cards.
It is a good spot to sell your cards. I got an Eldrazi over here. So one of these Eldrazi
And you don't
guys.
have to do anything else over there. That's just strictly a place for selling your cards.
That's it. We are also sponsored by Drip Shop. We don't currently have our next Drip show scheduled. However, this is where we're at over on Drip Shop. Go follow us over there. You will be notified when we go live again. Got some fun stuff for sale over there. Some signed cards. Got some auctioning that we do. Got lots of giveaways that we do. Watch out for us to announce that we're going live on Drip Shop. Go over to Drip Shop. If you sign up through our link, you're going to get some free cash to use over there. And that is going to let you buy some things on Drip Shop like packs. Or get into things like digi-breaks. Or maybe you could buy some splash frames. Or you could buy into a collector break.
I actually really like the digi-break. The digi-break was really fun.
Well, maybe we should sell spots in a digi-break of
No,
Bloomburrow.
I wouldn't be able to host a digi-break. I just like to participate in one.
All you have, well, I mean, honestly, you would just get to look for the numbers. I open the cards. We can
Let's just get in a digi-break.
We can get a digi-break going. TCG Player is also one of our sponsors. Y'all saw him on the channel earlier tonight. TCG Player.
Yeah.
Go buy cards here. Use our code before you do, and we get a kickback that you don't have.
It directly
you don't
helps
have to pay any more money for.
The channel. What ends up happening is it doesn't do anything except help us out a little bit.
Yep. Doesn't do anything except help us out a little bit. There you go. Affiliate links.
It's not gonna do anything crazy to your credit card. It's not gonna send your credit card to someone overseas to steal your identity. What other bad things could happen? No one's gonna come and replace take your bidet away or anything like that. You'll still have a bidet if you had one.
Hey, if you haven't, go follow us over on Moxfield.
Anyway.
Moxfield's a decklist website. No, keep talking about bidets all you want to. Moxfield is a decklist website. Great decklist website.
I don't want to anymore.
Decklist website. Go follow us over there.
You told me to write good improvised jokes for the ad in the middle.
I did tell you that.
I wrote good improvised jokes like any improviser does. I wrote them all down ahead of time.
Moxfield's fantastic for your deck lists.
It's an okay joke.
Lots of fantastic features over on Moxfield. Put your deck list there. That's all I can tell you. Follow us over there as well. We want to be the most followed creator at some point on Moxfield. Even if
how many followers do we have?
We have 564 followers. We are following 5.
That's not bad.
I need to go through and follow some more people. But
564 that's a good number.
Hey, what are you trying to do? You get a spaghetti monster over here. You go look at my trunk. I got some Eldrazi's for sale. Hey man, you want to come check out my trunk?
What happened to you?
I got some Eldrazi's for sale over here.
What's going on?
Follow us over on Moxfield.
Inside of your trunk, you have Eldrazi's
and MTG stocks. Y'all saw MTG stocks earlier in the stream. Go check out their premium service. Set your price alerts. MTG stocks. Just use the website a lot and tell them that Jake and Joel sent you. Hey Jake, look, Moxfield's back up, and that means Moxel is back up. We gotta get it.
All right, we have to banish chat.
Chat, you're
Goodbye,
banished.
chat.
Sorry, I gotta turn you off. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Who is ready? 5-letter word. We ready?
Let's do grief.
Grief.
Let's do it.
The way that Moxel works, chat, is a lot like Wordle, if you're familiar. Yellow letters mean they are in the word, but we have not got them correctly placed.
Wait, this is going to be one of those rare E before I moments, isn't it?
If it is, well, I and E could be the second. It could be like yield. In fact.
Yeah, let's see that.
There you go.
Whoa.
If they're pink letters like I just achieved there, I, E, that means we got them and they're in the right spot. If it's a gray letter, that means we have not gotten. That's not a right. Oh my God, here we go again. We're just gonna cut that part out. If it's a gray letter, if it's a gray letter, that letter is not in the word. Oh my God, I'm dying over here. Big shout out to Card Conduit, Drip Shop, TCG Player, Dragon Shield, MTG Stocks, and Moxfield for sponsoring the channel. They are dope. Please let them know that they are dope for sponsoring us, and that you just need them to keep doing it.
Yeah, thank you to all of our sponsors. Joel did all the sponsor talking, and he's getting over being sick. So
I'm feeling good now.
Let's get that Jake guy replaced.
I'm still. Let's go and get that Jake guy replaced. PIE.
Yeah.
I'm really stuck on LD not being the last of this.
I hate the LD.
Yeah.
I hate the LD. It's
no
throwing
LD
me
is
off
really
right now.
killing me here. Oi.
Okay. WIE.
SIE. CIE. AIE. Is that a thing? Maybe it's all letters. Maybe it's all vowels.
This is going to end up being a name.
Don't do that. Vient.
I can feel it.
Vient.
I can feel it.
I'm pretty sure it's Vient.
It's going to end up being a name.
Oh, it's, yeah, dude, Clavileño. we gotta think of those kind of names.
Let's WIE.
No.
LD.
It can't be LD. Vice.
That's not even a word.
Vice. Vice.
WI. What about HIE?
Oh, is it healed? Like the healer healed me?
Oh. I hate when it makes it names. I just want it to be a fucking basic ass noun.
It's not a name. Last time you complained about it being a name, it ended up not being a name at all.
Just want it to be a fucking noun.
I'm pretty sure.
Not a proper noun.
Oh, fiery? Like Gambit?
No.
Oh,
F
it's
was
F
on
and
grief.
R was in there.
Yeah, that was a punt. It was like you forgot how the alphabet worked there for a second.
Can I get one word from you? You provided grief.
I can't come up with
you
a word.
provided
I
grief
have
and
already
sat back and
conceded
went,
it's going to end up being a name.
This is a name.
It's just going to be a name. I might as well be reading the newspaper. BIE.
Do you think there's two E's?
Yeah, do that. Wow.
Oh my God.
It's definitely a name. This confirms it.
That killed me.
It's going to end up being a name like...
I just died on the inside.
Kiki or something. I guarantee it. Yeah, exactly. Might as well just try that.
Kiki is not an English word or a magic related word. It's not Kiki Jiki. Oh my God.
It's gonna end up being named like Peemy. Yeah, exactly.
Danny. Oh, Jake. We have not failed yet, have we?
No. Don't look at chat, whatever you do.
We have not failed yet.
HIEPE. Heepy. It's probably gonna end up having a Q in it.
I can't believe it's not grief or grief. It's not Sieve. I can't believe it's not Sieve.
Look at this. I guarantee you they got a bunch of feedback where people were like, it's so easy to guess. And now they're like, yeah, well, we're gonna only do names from now on. And if you didn't know about every name on the planet, you'll never ever guess.
Do you think there could be a third E and it's Tai?
Try it.
Oh my God, Jake! I need your help. I need something more than
I'm
it's
trying,
a name.
but I'm essentially like,
come figure out some names. Cece.
I mean,
Cece?
let's see if we can get a Z in this.
A Z?
Z-I...
Oh wait, freeze. Fees? It's not F.
That could be it. What about a B?
C's.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn it.
Exactly. It's gonna be something off of an uncard.
Yeah, dude. Z's.
It's gonna be like some alien bug.
Oh, bro. C's. Oh my god, dude. Jeez.
All right, let's just do this.
Jaza?
Let's turn it into any word and just stop trying to pick a name.
It's not Jaza.
Let's just do any
Okay,
any
you got
word
it.
that could fit.
Give me any word. You got it.
Any word.
I'm down.
Any word. Okay. Let's try an M.
M-I-E.
What would go next?
My
A B?
My wee.
Meepy.
Meep.
Let's
Meepy. Meepy. I'm meepy.
Meepy. That's
Keeve.
where you're sad and tired. You're meepy. What's up with you? Oh,
Hey.
bud. I'm just meepy, man.
Allele. A-I-E. Oh my god. I'm
Fuck.
tricking myself out.
If we don't figure this out soon, I'm probably gonna cry.
Could it be this simple? Could it be peace?
Please. Try it. It was a regular
Holy
word.
Shit.
It was just a regular word.
I can't believe it wasn't a name. That's
It wasn't
unbelievable.
a name.
That's honestly.
That is so crazy. The lesson here, the takeaway,
Yeah. Can't
is
wait.
that no matter how complicated a word may seem,
Yeah. Just complain
it
until
might
Joel
just
gets
be
it.
a regular. It might just be a regular word.
Complain.
It might just be a basic ass noun.
Complaining at some point, Joel's gonna figure it out.
Wow.
I can't believe it wasn't
Pice.
Steve.
It ended up being Pice,
Oh
of
my
all things.
God, dude.
Not bad, dude. All right, let's get chat back up here.
Chat. Hold my.
Oh,
Did anybody get it?
no one.
It's not fiery. Nope. Nobody said it.
It ended up being Pice. Sean had
Oh,
it.
Sean had it. Sean had it. Liege was good. Siege was good. Yeah, see,
Yeah.
we had already run out of letters. Already had run out of letters.
I'm just happy that we got it quickly because I was literally 3 minutes away from crying, from just being frustrated, and that would have been embarrassing because I'm an ugly crier, and it would not have been good. It would not have been good because what ends up happening is instead of the tears coming from my eyes, it all comes from my nose.
Do you know the origin of ugly crier?
Yeah, what is it?
Back in Revolution times, you'd have, nobody had obviously clocks or cell phones or anything like that. So you had town bell would ring, and then you'd have the crier that would, kind of walk the streets, town hall, yell about stuff, tell everybody what was going on.
Yeah.
They had a day crier, they had a night crier. And so for the crier at night, typically that was a good job if you were an ugly person.
Because it was at night.
Because it was at night. No, everybody's at home. Everybody's
No one has a cell phone to do the flashlight in your face and see. Yeah.
And so they called that person the ugly crier. And that's where we get that from. That's why when people are now like, oh my God, I'm such an ugly crier, it's like, I should only come out at night.
Yeah. See, I honestly, that's why these streams are so enriching, is because I learn things when I come to them.
Me too.
And I feel extremely enlightened in having learned something just now.
Oh, you didn't. That was made up. Don't think any of that was true whatsoever.
I already live tweeted that whole thing as
Really?
facts because I swore on multiple family members' lives.
I actually live Instagrammed it.
Did you?
A lot of people
You're
are
using the
gonna be
Instagram
confused.
now? I
You're
did
using
tweeting.
the Twitter?
Yeah. This is crazy that we're both kind of doing
What's happening?
each other's social media thing.
What's happening?
We got a lot going on.
Chat, can anybody tell us anything about MTG foundations?
All right, let's break it down first. A foundation is a good starting place.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
What buildings are built on top of? It is what they would call like 101 courses in college.
Yes.
They also call those skippable. Hey-o!
So a synonym for foundation would maybe be like a core, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe, possibly.
Like a core, like a, maybe like an origins.
Yeah.
You could look at it as an origin.
So we got a little bit of like a Kamigawa pink and blue neon behind the background here, but don't let that throw you off. We are going to talk about Llanowar Elf.
Yeah, Foundations announced as a standard legal core, for all intents and purposes, set of cards. I know they didn't use the word core in here.
Did you just?
I just used the word core.
I'm going to have to click that button on YouTube that says, are we misrepresenting anything?
Is this AI generated? Am I AI Joel? Are my fingers starting to amorphously wiggle and woggle in and out of my ears? Am I morphing with this mic and coming out the other side and the entire perspective has changed and I move through a solid mass? Has anybody watched these AI videos? Because they're insane. And
I like the ones of the cats turned into warriors.
I like some of AI, but some of AI, I'm just like, this looks like the most uncanny valley. Anyway.
Yeah.
Foundations has been announced, Jake. Foundations has been announced, Jake. Foundations. This is a core-ish set, but the big thing here and the huge departure from MTG is that it's going to be a standard legal set, but it's not going to rotate with standard. It's going to be legal until 2029. Right out of the gate. They're just
what did you just say?
Right out of the gate.
From standard?
Yes.
For standard?
What they're doing is they're taking a group of cards and they're saying this is going to be the bottom of standard.
Green should have a one-cost mana dork.
Dude, that's the craziest thing is that we're going to...
Green will have it.
Always, for the next 5 years, we're going to... They've just determined that standard is okay to have a one mana dork as long as it's restricted to green mana that it produces. We'll see. But yes, the big news about Foundations, it is a group of cards that will always be legal in standard at least for the next 5 years. The way it's announced now.
So much can happen in 5 years. Are you serious?
I am Joel.
I'm going to be well into my 40s.
I'm going to be nearly into my 40s, Jake.
Oh my God.
At the old folks home that I visit you at, we are going to be playing Foundations, and you're going to go, I'm so tired of Llanowar.
I remember back in 2024.
And I'll be like, Jake, you are 43. Stop acting like this and snap out of it.
You remember how I said I was going to cry earlier?
Foundations.
I'm feeling about 3 minutes away from crying right now, so let's take this a different direction.
Can I make you cry by showing you a kitty cat?
That is adorable.
One black.
You're reversing my mood, and I am here for it. Okay.
2 black, 1 other for a 1/1. Creature enters with 8 revival counters on it if you cast it.
Okay.
When this creature dies, if it had a revival counter on it, return it to the battlefield with 1 fewer revival counters on it at the beginning of the next end step. The cat comes back. We have a perpetually legal black cat now. Perpetually. 5 years. 5 years is a lot in MTG, Jake. I think you're 100% right. A lot can change in 5 years, but
yeah,
this is the plan. They're telling us this is the plan. This set wasn't even announced at the beginning of the year. This set wasn't announced until the summer of the year. It's coming out in November. This
is such an aristocrats piece, is it not? I mean, this is a really good, aside from it being, adorable, it's a pretty good card. It's like a reassembling skeleton that you don't have to pay for. You have to make that initial investment.
When proliferate, dude, yeah, 1 return and you're better rate than reassembling. And
this card is so good.
If you can proliferate, it's literally always going to have revival counters.
I just this is very good.
It's a very interesting card, and we got this version of it too.
Oh, it's like a Maine Coon version of it.
I will always love
so much more.
Jake's reactions to cats. He's so
It's
You just saw a cat.
much
You
poofier
said,
version.
whoa, look at that cat.
I mean,
That is
this
too
is
good.
awesome.
Bro, eight
Yeah.
scratch marks on the tombstone. Curiosity stopped keeping score is the flavor text. Hardest flavor text of my life.
This is great.
This card looks kind of cool. You know, you can't expect that a set that they expect to be legal for 5 years to have banger stuff in it. I mean, obviously they're still going to do our tiered approach to all the cards where you're going to have
Sure.
top level stuff, but I just can't imagine.
No. Omniscience? No.
Omniscience is
Really?
going to be perpetually in standard because this is going to be in foundation.
They want people to play. They want people to play around with this and see if there's a way to make it a thing. I see. Okay. I mean, this card is stupid, but there are a ton of hoops that you have to jump through to make a card like this work and happen. And if you do resolve it, you should win. But yeah, that's interesting.
And then you're going to have cards like this that it's the first time they're being printed at all. This is just
Give like a basic ass anthem to Selesnya players.
right.
Okay.
Exactly. And so from a, you know, Day of Judgment's going to be in standard for 5 years.
This makes sense to me. This is fine.
4 mana.
Little Zendikar action.
4
here.
mana board wipe seems fine. But then I think the one that's got everybody's head turning is that they were like, oh yeah, by the way, the 5-year reign of Llanowar Elves begins in November.
So does this mean that every set isn't going to have a mana dork? What happens if we get a Gilded Goose? What happens if we get, you know, because then you have 8 that are your 1-drop and you can consistently plan for that. I mean, there's going to be people that build Llanowar Elf into their deck just because, even if we can't get the full 8. I do like that this is an opportunity for people to show off their cool Llanowar Elves that they've been collecting and getting from Secret Lair products and whatever else.
M19.
So that's kind of cool.
I was trying to figure out when was the last time we saw Llanowar Elves in standard. And so it was in Core 19. So it's like not that big of a deal. Probably. If it was fine in M19. And so
I mean, it's yeah, I don't know how I feel about it.
There
honestly.
are lots of cool Llanowar Elves at this point, aren't there? Oh no, it's kind of like these top lists. But this one is tight. 30th anniversary. 30th anniversary stamp. Retro frame is pretty sweet. And then these full art, these are the ones I've got on Arena. But
I like those ones
full
too.
art game open house promos from Dominaria.
I'm just hoping they make a ton of borderless art for basic cards. Yeah, that would be cool.
From a collectability standpoint, I feel like this set excuse me. From a collectability standpoint, I feel like this set has to kind of be a nothing burger for us to analyze, because if you're picking cards to be in a 5-year set, they're going to be reprinted infinitely. I feel like it's going to be one of the most printed sets of all time. I just don't see how it wouldn't be. I don't know what the approach for distribution on this one's going to be, but it just seems to me like they can't do serialized in this one, because it's, unless they're like, this is run 2 or whatever.
You can't make it super pushed. I'd be interested to see what the land cycle is in this. Like, for example, what if the land cycle is like, I don't know.
There's a lot.
Lands,
I was going to say, there's a lot of interesting what ifs there, because Painlands has something to say. Dude, 5 years of Shocks in standard? They just reprinted Shocks.
I mean, that would be
they're like,
a good way to
we're going to reprint them again.
ensure. I mean, maybe you have to have something about the product that's attractive, or else people just aren't going to buy it.
Yeah.
Or else it's going to be the kind of thing where it's just, it sits on shelves and people are like, hey, do you want to buy the junky product that has Omniscience in it?
Right.
You know, like,
well, I mean, yeah, you're right. And it's going to have.
Otherwise, I'll just buy my Llanowar Elves, or, pull them out of a box. Like, everybody has Llanowar Elf, right?
Exactly. For it to even be relevant, you are going to have to see cards pop up out of this set occasionally over the next 5 years. I guess maybe I don't understand what this product is
Shocks
for.
would be fine. I think shocks would be interesting because shocklands have already been pummeled down to like that $10 to $15 range. So putting an attractive land cycle in the product would probably be a good idea.
Base I just bought a base breeding pool today. It was $16. But yeah, that range.
Yeah, and because what was it? Ravnica Remastered printed them in old border and all the borderless and all these different treatments. You're able to
3 major ones, not counting foils.
Right, and so yeah, you know, it's already been hit hard, and so if you wanted to just do that again and then say, you know, this is where those are going to live, we're not going to put them in any more sets or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's an interesting
you
issue.
know, I see people saying check lands, you know, that would probably be the go-to,
like
right?
Dragon Skull Summit, stuff like that. The checks for swamp.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, that could be good. This is an interesting one because it's like maybe you take all the mythics and rares in here that are just printed in the set. No, but they'll just be reprinted. I mean, you can't just print this set now and have it legal for 5 years, right? Right? I mean, standard sets are 3. And they'll stop reprinting, or they'll stop printing that stuff anytime.
See, the key here to me would be this is cheap.
2.
Is like this is $100 a box,
and it's going to be draftable.
That would be like,
he did confirm it's going to be a draftable set too, so it's not like, you know, whatever the Assassin's Creed shit is.
I think this would be good if it were a cheap product compared to like play boosters. But if it's just going to be like play boosters, I'm looking at, you know, like borderless cards and extended art treatments and stuff. I don't think you can expect people to pay as much as, you know, a set that isn't a foundational set. Like, this is essentially a return to core.
Right.
And I never ever liked opening core packs.
It was fun draft.
Like, ever.
It was fun limited.
No, it's a very fun draft because you're drafting stuff like freaking
Mid-power.
Doomblade and
right. Exactly.
yeah,
dude.
like just easy ass kill spells and like I'm just gonna draft blue-white flyers and
exactly
Kraken in the air.
Yeah.
You know,
I hope my rare. I hope I pull like a Frost Titan.
yeah, get my Grave Titan online and
right.
you know,
I win.
Fiery Temper or whatever. I'm playing for 3 damage to any target. I'm paying a red and 1 other. Yeah,
it's interesting. I'm really interested to see how they play out a 5-year legal set that is obviously not created to go into any other formats than standard. Like what is who is this for? How are they going to make it a little bit for everybody to interest collectors who want to buy it? You know, is this Omniscience and a couple other key things going to be enough? Can they print starter commander decks? Maybe they did that a year or 2 ago and they were decent. Nobody really wanted to buy them, but they were like good gifts. And I think that
they shouldn't,
you know, starter people, right? But I'm just trying to figure out where they're going to sell any of this set. Like the collector aspect, you could put commander cards in there, reprint Fierce Guardianship and be like, you don't have a commander in standard, so you can't play this card in standard. You print, just like go massive trolley.
Oh, I see.
And you have a standard legal set that you also print a bunch of cards that explicitly say commander on them because they're not, they're just de facto not legal in standard. And that's how you'll get commander players. Bro, if that happened, I hope I'm opening up pictures of just like Gavin and Mark Rosewater smiling and flicking me off. I want good shit in those packs. If we're going the route of the stuff that has commander the word in Oracle text,
no, bro,
that's what you're gonna find in Foundations.
This is what they're gonna do. You're gonna have a set that is completely basic ass stuff with Omniscience being like the coolest thing.
Yeah. And
then what's gonna end up happening is they're going to put serialized something in it, which is just like a massive chase that isn't even part of the regular set.
What are they? And then split it, have Foundations the follow-up after all of the serialized stuff runs out?
Or let's just say
we need to be opening boxes of this
treasure cards
in 2028.
Non-serialized treasure cards that are like hot reprints of highly desirable cards that are not legal in standard, and then you're going to have people come out of the woodwork to like open this set because hey, at least it's not an unset. Let's look at it like Infinity. People open that just for cool reprints of Shocklands. What if you did something like that within this? You give the collector something to go after instead of just like...
Instead of Infinity, I think what you're talking about more is like a mystical archive that has cards people give a shit about, but obviously aren't standard legal.
Exactly. Right. Something like that, like an expedition land slot or like a masterpiece slot or like a...
But then they can't aim too high because you can't charge too much for this because this is supposed to be an intro level foundational product. And so those in that special guest or in that mystical, in that foundational archive, whatever the hell you want to call it, they can't be that great because we still
here's
want
what they have to do.
$3, $4 packs.
They have to make everything have a cat on it. Because that cat, I'm not buying that card unless it's a big poofy cat like that. But because they made it a big poofy cat, I'm like, I want to get that cat card. So I think
I pulled this up and Jake went, whoa!
The Maine Coon. Yeah. So that's what I think they would have to do is they would have to put more cats on stuff and then you're going to get people to open it.
Very possible. I did see, and yeah, D-Clem is right. You can tell from these, they've confirmed they're going to have collector packs of it. And so they will have some kind of treatment. Foundational treatment. What would you do? Retro cards? What are you gonna?
A cat.
What are you gonna lean? Every
cat
art.
Treatment.
We just need cat the set. Cats. Feline. Feline. We call this Felinia.
The cat treatment.
Welcome to
it's like
Felinia.
We took all of these cards and we put a cat on them. I guarantee you it works. It will work with... There will be some people that hate it, that are like, I can't fucking believe that they've done this.
There would be some people
that just don't like cats.
There would be some people that were feline with it.
And then there are going to be a ton of people that will buy it just because it has cats. So you got to hedge your bets.
Jake, when we're talking about cats and I hit you with their feeling feline about it, I need a reaction. Just any reaction.
Wait, tell me what it was. I'm sorry. I was thinking and not listening. What did you say?
That some people will be feline with it.
Oh.
And you just...
Like, fine.
You just...
Feline.
I felt like a shrimp going through the baleen teeth of a whale. I was so...
I'm so sorry. I feel like I let you down as a partner here. This is not good.
That is one of the more disappointing parts of the last 20 minutes of my life.
Damn.
Foundation.
Chat, I let down Joel today. He had a pretty good joke. He turned feline and fine into a combination.
Today, my buddy had a pretty good joke, and I brushed right past it.
I brushed right past a pretty good joke.
Like a rock in the river, Jake was unaffected.
Yeah. Unaffected. It's true.
So, Jake,
God.
Foundations being represented by a Johnny and Liliana, too. Man, they can just like kill off characters and they're like, okay, never mind. The story doesn't matter. It's a foundation set. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
So look, your favorite legends and planeswalkers are here with quintessential magic from across the multiverse. This set was made for past, present, and future players. Time to share your spark. What if? Let's play what if with the foundations. What if they print Lightning Bolt into standard? That would be pretty tight. I'd play standard. But right now, standard has got... Oh, man. Standard has got Slick Shot.
I don't know if you can put Lightning Bolt in it.
Standard has got Swift Spear. Standard has got Code Breaker. And Standard has got Swift Shot.
What if they put Brainstorm in?
If they put Brainstorm in, they're just going to be like, we're back to... we're just going to have one format. They should just make one format. All the cards.
Legacy.
No more formats. Everything is Brainstorm and Lightning Bolt. Everything is grief.
Yeah, we're going to be going through that list and it's going to be Brainstorm, Lightning Bolt, Path to Exile, Swords to Plowshares, Dark Ritual. All of these one-cost spells that are just busted.
I assume that if you're making a Foundations product like this, you do want it to be somewhat impactful for the length of its lifetime, which that again is just, that's the big question I have, is how are they going to pull that off? But it'd be interesting to see some of the mythics in here, you know, especially the low mana ones. Look at those. If they're not relevant now, pick you up a 4 set when they're under $1.
Ragavan.
They're just like, we are here to break standard. We've been pretty good. We've been fixing it. People are enjoying it.
People have wanted a broken standard for a while.
So now we're just going to put all of the modern cards into it.
Oko. Yes.
That's what we got for Foundations. Core set, new set. We shall see. Anything in particular you're hoping for out of it, Jake?
I mean, maybe, like, honestly, maybe like a lightning bolt, like you said, but no, I don't really have any expectations of it.
Same.
I see that they put a Wrath in it. So, like, maybe Damnation. That seems like a card if you're going to have a mono white Wrath spell in Day of Judgment. You could probably just do that with Damnation.
Have both in the format? Holy shit.
I mean, why not, right? I mean, who's going to run Damnation and what is it? Destroy all creatures. What was it's not Wrath of God, what Day of Judgment? I don't think anyone's going to run both, but maybe, you know.
Yeah, it just feels like a lot of colors that
I
don't
think
have
the
access to a board
Grixis
wipe.
player likes having a Damnation, I think.
Isaiah said Triomes. That would be sexy. That
Yeah,
feels more
Triomes
like
would be good.
they would put it in the special guest slot in whatever that like mystical archive thing is. Because Triomes standard legal for 5 years. Do they really just want no monocolor, no 2-color decks? It's just like,
They're hard to tutor up though, right? Because you don't have fetch lands in standard. So it's like you kind of just have to draw into them. So maybe that makes them more fair.
yeah, could be cool. Could
Yeah.
be cool. I'd be interested. I would hope that this is not a release that's going to have commander decks, because I'm not sure how they're going to, what they would do with, like, are they going to sell the commander decks along the same marketing line where it's like, this is a foundational experience for you? Feels like you don't need that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it could also be a fun way to get some.
It needs to be spun in such a way where it's like, without this, you're missing the foundation.
Yeah,
You've got
or
all
like
of the
starter
spice
deck.
and none
you
of
know,
the.
this is a whole deck of playables. But that's basically every precon now. Like, just go throw a dart at a precon from this year, and you're gonna get a pretty powerful deck right out of the box.
Yeah.
Pretty much across the board.
It seems like a weird return to core set. I don't understand it, but we will see.
Yep, we'll see. November 15th, late in the year, right before Thanksgiving. We can all go embrace our foundations. We can drill into the core. I didn't say core. Did you say core? Every color gets a Terror of the
I did
Peaks.
earlier.
Dom with the hot takes at the end. Blue 3,
Ooh.
Terror of the Blue Peaks. Green 3, Terror of the Green Peaks. They really
That would
didn't.
be cool. Just a bunch of Terror of the Peaks
That'd be
copies in
cool.
every color.
That'd be cool. The 5-year run of Terrors of the Peak. All 5 colors.
Yeah, dude.
Wooburg, Terror of the Peaks. That one.
Every color gets a Nadu.
We're devolving.
Yeah.
That is the news
That's the news,
for
man.
this week. Pro Tour Modern Horizons 3 was kick-ass. Foundations has been announced. Amsterdam, from everything I saw, looked sick as hell. Next up is Vegas, and we will be there. Next up in the immediate future, though, Bloomburrow, Jake. We got Bloomburrow on the horizon.
Yep, we do. We have Bloomburrow on the horizon. We've seen some stuff from it.
We got a new card today.
But not a lot.
Today we got a new mythic, Jake. Let me boom. Brand new mythic here. Hugs Grizzly Guardian. Looks like one of your friends from third block junior year, if I'm remembering correctly. 2 green, 2 red X for a 5/5 Badger Warrior with trample. It says when Hugs enters, exile the top X cards of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you can play those cards, and you can play an additional land on each of your turns. Wow. Wow. 4 mana 5/5 with trample that says you can play an additional land on each of your turns is the floor of this legend.
Big Groll guy. These are not my colors.
Yeah, I can see you like your interest started at 2 of 100 and it started draining. I feel like as I read it, it's just your interest drained further and further and further away. By the time I got to additional land,
like
Jake was
badgers.
on the moon.
Badgers are cool, but this one right here, man, ooh, not for me. I like his name. Hugs.
I really want, Jake, I really want there to be a Gruul deck that you find that you enjoy. I really hope that for you.
Maybe there will be a Gruul deck that pops up in Bloomburrow that has something interesting that it does.
There's a precon, so that'll have a primary and a lieutenant to choose from. But
okay.
Odds on. Additional lands. X sacrifice some lands.
Look at what this does, man. I mean, it's kind of boring. It's like, it's good, but it's boring. When it enters, it exile the top X cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards. I mean, we see that all the time.
It's crazy that we've gotten to the point where a 5/5 trampler that says you can play an additional land on each of your turns that has upside of X pay into, where you can
it's pretty
impulse draw X of your library and you get another whole turn. And because of the synergies built in.
I did build a Tali. I have a Gruul deck.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah,
that's true.
I did build a Gruul deck. Yeah,
you built a Gruul deck.
I never play it.
Because of the synergies of the deck, you're then able to play more of those cards within this and the next turn. Because you can play additional lands on each of those turns. It's crazy that we've gotten to the point where all of that value can come on one creature and we're like, I don't know, it looks like a mid Gruul creature to me.
Yeah. I mean, it goes into big mana. I get it. It's cool because if you protect it, you're pretty much guaranteed to be playing a ton of the stuff that you exile.
What's the name of that?
Which is pretty cool.
What's the name of that Warhammer Teamer commander that adds Soul Ring worth of mana? And then, but it's to be used for X spells.
Oh, is it at the command of the Tyranids or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of it.
Commander, blue, red, green. Thank you, Food. I knew somebody was half watching us.
Thank you, Food.
That's not spelled correctly, though, okay. Food. There we go. Magus Lucia Kane. It's an E. Add 2 when you next cast a spell with X in its mana cost or activate an ability with X in its activation. Choose this cost this turn. Copy that spell. You can choose new targets. This card is so bonkers, man. Somebody played this against me. This card is bonkers.
Yeah, it is very good when you don't build Tyranids into it.
And so, with a card like X spells, so with cards gaining more X's on them, I've noticed this recently. Permanents too. Permanents especially, I would say. More X's on different permanents costs that let them scale up pretty well. That's definitely commander influence and design right there.
Yeah, Explore is very good. Having Explore on a or Exploration on a card, it's very strong.
Card looks cool. Set should look pretty cool. This treatment, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's an interesting treatment.
I haven't seen a lot of these.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
We saw it early on the Oh yeah, we just saw it on the Salvation Swan.
Mm-hmm.
1 white, 3 other, 3/3 flash flyer. When it or another bird exile up to 1 target creature you control without flying, and then return it with a flying counter on it. What's happening? What are we even doing in life anymore?
Oh wow, this is kind of like a luminous brood moth mixed with like a restoration angel, kind of.
Oh yeah, and you're blinking stuff probably with good ETBs and getting extra value off of them that way.
Yeah.
This is just every flashy deck's dream. All your Raynar decks, all of your like, who's the blue mage that flashes in and Venser? All your Venser decks, stuff like that. Yeah, it's a really good looking showcase frame too. Salvation Swan's pretty sweet. I'm just looking what's actually been revealed. Yeah, these are from the starter kit. Here it is. This was the first one we saw. Yeah, dude, that card is gorgeous. That card in foil is gonna look sick. Loving how they dropped a nice little subtle black stroke here to separate the two, and it looks a little fuzzier here to the sharpness here, so it looks like, it honestly looks like, because of the low edges here, low sharpness on this part, looks like you're, and the high sharpness, high contrast in here, looks like you're looking into a little storybook, looking into a little hovel. It's cool, man.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
This one I'm not so much a fan of, but
that's got such a different look to it.
Yeah, it's that Japanese art style. We're gonna see a lot of cards like this. Like, where's this other one? Oh, we saw it up here.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Bloomburrow turned out really cool.
Those bunnies running away.
Yeah, it looks like a storybook page. It really does.
Yeah.
This set should be dope.
This set has some really cool stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in here.
Yeah, we will be live next Tuesday night, chat. Not next Tuesday night, next Tuesday day for the day reveal of Bloomburrow. And then we're into that one. Jake and I have already been working on videos behind the scenes for this set. Got a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait for some more of the spoilers to come out for this one, because there's going to be a lot of stuff that people are stoked on. I'm sure of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely there is. Jacob,
Joseph,
we can call it there, or we can play something.
I think we probably call it, because I would like to get back to getting some work done. As much as I would love to play.
No, yeah, I think it's the right week for it. And we can get some gameplay in once the set is actually done out of previews.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, relax.
I would love to get like a draft going with you, or some sort of. There were streamer events that we had talked about doing.
There's a modern
Mitgo, which is something that we need to.
Modern Mitgo events is in the middle of this month. We can make that work.
That would be fun to possibly get that going. Figure out what all needs to go into that, and then pick a deck that we would want to build. I imagine there's going to be a ton of Nadu and a ton of the stuff that we just recently saw.
Yeah, I would really hope that it like gets banned before that event. We're talking about, so Jake and I are featured MTGO creators. We're probably the least playtime featured MTGO creators that exist. However, we are still in the group at this time. And so
at this time, yes.
And so we get invited
to be like, hey guys.
Yeah, we get invited to these monthly tournaments on the 15th of months. Last format was Pauper. This month is Modern. So I would hope that for those events that they Nadu has been banned by then. But I don't know that there's any really reason for Wizards to ban it, because there's not. I don't know what the next major Modern event is, and so who knows. But
yeah, you kind of want to give the format some time to breathe, right? You want to give it people some time to be like,
an emergency ban
of
Nadu is probably merited at this point. I do believe it was a mistake in design that they wouldn't have let out the door if they had all the information, and they were just too pressed for time to get all the information.
You don't want it to be like that that long of a turn.
RJ,
Are we
we
gonna
are
be
not
at Gen Con?
No.
Where is that?
Gen Con is up northeast.
Yeah, likely
I
no.
believe. It is one that I would like to go to one day. This year's just a really terrible year here in the middle for travel. With me having a newborn, it's tough for me to leave. And, you know, so the extra stuff especially, that's just kind of a newer thing to us as well. Like we went to DreamHack at the end of last year. That's the first time I've ever been to a convention that wasn't just like MTG to actually go to one, you know. I've been to E3
It was
before.
fun. It was fun.
I've been to Comic-Con before, but branching out into some more of the like SCGs and, you know, Command Fests and Gen Cons and there's some other big board game one.
Oh, I should say there's like a Laughing Dragon event in mid-August that I will probably go to
in
that
LA, right?
is just in LA.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like if there's anything that's like in town or something like that that I can just drive to,
Right.
I will likely go to that.
Same with me.
So,
I was planning on going to SCG at ATL, but baby came early and it just wasn't in the cards.
Yeah. So if there, I'm pretty sure there is. Oh yeah, Colton with $5 super chat says thanks for the show, guys. We appreciate you.
Colton, you can be the monarch at the beginning.
Celebrate
of
the
as well.
very first super on a live stream. Let's get some likes on there.
Chat. Let's get some crowns
wow,
in chat.
we didn't get to 69 likes tonight. We didn't make it a big enough goal. So
we came
so
on.
It goes.
We played games. We tried trivia. Chat, did y'all like
trivia?
Some
trivia?
Jake, what did you think of
fun.
trivia?
I didn't do well. I didn't do well, but I had fun.
That you specifically wouldn't know the answer to.
Yeah, I do wish I had been briefed on all of the questions so that I could have looked them up ahead of time and looked better.
Got you.
But you know, other than that, it was a good time.
Yeah, I think we'll bring that back.
Yeah, we'll bring that back for sure, especially since we've already paid the $20.
Well, I put that on my card, so it's my it's my expense right now.
Well, that's yours.
We haven't decided if we're gonna bill that to the channel yet.
We'll see.
Chat.
RJ, thanks for hanging out. Blight Widow, we appreciate you hanging out. Travis, Retro, D Clem,
Dom, I've seen you. Thank you for hanging out. Food,
yeah, thank you for hanging out,
Alex,
Dom.
Blight,
Food Time was here.
Retro. Y'all have a good
Brody
night.
was here for a second.
Have a wonderful, wonderful night, and we will see
was
you
here
very soon. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Goodbye.